It's crazy how quickly I'm falling. Your gravity's got me on your feet, crawling. Neither of us were given warning. Who'll be the one to stop me falling? Stop me falling. Stop me falling. Stop me falling. Stop me falling. I can see it's not a mirror image. You're indifferent. You're just keeping up rhythm. What's your secret? I can see it's not a mirror image. You're indifferent. What's your secret? Show me all your demons, your demons. It's crazy how quickly I'm falling. Your gravity's got me at your feet, crawling. Neither of us were given warning. Who'll be the one to stop me falling? Stop me falling.
Trying to
Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, you'll get crushed. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart. trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, we'll get broken. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, we'll get broken. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, we'll get broken. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, we'll get broken. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, we'll get broken. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, your discretion. Don't trust me with your heart, I'm telling you, we'll get broken.
let me see if we are working out now. Screen transition. Awesome. Give me a hello, Jacob. Let me see if it's working on the stream. Yeah. Nah, that was just me trying to see if I could hear this. Let me see. Get these mics working. Oh no, I've been working hard on the graphics. Sweet, I'm trying to figure out why the old Discord sound is not working as it should be. It's usually all good, but today for some reason. Say something.
Yep. How's it sounding?
Yep, that's working.
Good.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Sweet. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finals of Division 2 for OBL this year. I am Grunky Kickman, joined by my man, Jacob, and Caster Quan is just on a call right now, but he is joining us for the triple threat cast tonight. We have got the Stormwolves and the Trap team. Both have climbed the mountain to the top, and we are residing at the peak right now to see who's falling off and who's lifting the digital trophy, so to say. How are we feeling for this one, Jacob?
Yes, we are here and we are excited. As Grunky said, this is the Div 2 finals, so all the players have worked so hard to get here. Everybody should be happy with themselves at this point. It's a great achievement for anybody. Lots of weeks of gameplay, hours of having to manage scrims with 9 other people to get here. You know, a lot of hard work has gone into it. So yes, Grunky, I think we are in for a amazing match tonight. Obviously, both teams should be coming in feeling pretty good about themselves, feeling like they have some momentum moving forward, as they have just all got at least one win to their name on their way here, and a lot more before the playoffs. So they all favor themselves, and I am hoping for some confident gameplay. I want to see people really stepping up. Maybe some of those ADCs, bit of forward flashes instead of defensive, you know, really getting into it tonight. That's what I'll be looking for.
Absolutely. Let's do a quick little breakdown of these teams. Stormwolves, obviously, this is the number 2 seed versus the number 1 seed from our regular season round. So unfortunately, there was no underdog upsets through the playoffs. But we've got DirtyTipRat in the top lane for the Stormwolves. Jungle will be Dax, Kickman residing in the mid lane. ADC, Why Do I Exist? And support is Toot. Trap team, trapping up the bando. We have top 42 average. We have Dawn in the jungle, Metalfacedoom in the mid lane, ADC Harquaz, and Swapper is filling out these rosters. Now, we got some great names in here. I do know for one that Dawn and Dax are two very exciting players that usually control the pace of the game. So I'll be very excited to see how this one unfolds, in the jungle at least.
Yeah, we had the great pleasure of casting the semifinals for Stormwolves, Grunky and I. And for any of those that watched that, Dax and Tiprat especially, a lot of top and jungle geo effort going into getting that win. Absolutely dominated the top side of the map on both games. And to note as well, Toot down in support didn't die at all last series, so we'll see how he goes this time. See if he can keep up a perfect KDA through the playoffs. And yes, Grunky, as you said, Stormwolves are the 2nd seed coming into this, and Trap Team are number 1. And if we do look at their current rankings in game, that does reflect that as well too, with an average rating of about plat to emerald for a trap team, whereas Storm Wolves are about an average rating of gold currently. So they'll be looking to make that up in their teamwork, and I'm sure they will do just that on the Rift.
Absolutely. And while this is a team game, I'll be swapping over, and we have our key matchup for the finals here. And we've got Dax and Dawn. I think, from my perspective, this is going to be a bit of a jungle throwdown. We've got two very different junglers who help their team and push their team to the victories. And both, a little birdie has been telling me, are MVP frontrunners. And while this won't necessarily count, this series won't count towards the MVP race, it is always good to, leave that final impression. The MVP wins the trophy at the end. But yeah, a couple little pointers on their champ pool and a couple little pointers on sort of what I've noticed from their play.
Boys, Caster Quan here. Sorry, just jumping on a little bit late. But in terms of Dax versus Dawn, do you foresee any serious counter jungle shenanigans? Because you were mentioning before, in terms of they tend to push the pace for both the individual teams. Do you reckon they'll try and sort of counter each other by jumping into each other's jungle?
Yeah, I sure do. I think Dawn, especially with his specific champs he likes to play, as we've currently got on stream, being the Trundle J4, especially, are quite proactive compared to, something like the Amumu, which is aiming to farm more. And then if we look at the recent games they've been playing in their own solo queue matches, it's also a bit based more that way, with Dawn playing Kiana as well a lot, and Dax playing a bit of Ivern and Zyra, which are definitely looking for full clear farming as opposed to, constant invades and trying to cheese out an easy start in the other jungle.
Just as I say that, we are cutting over to the draft where the first three bans each side have come through. OBL Division 2 finals have started off in the draft phase, and we see a little bit of target banning coming towards Dawn. Both the Malphite and the Trundle instantly off the table. What do you guys think of that one?
It was definitely going to come through. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like they're targeting the jungle pool specifically for Dax. Dax or no, hang on.
Dawn. Dawn is the Trundle guy.
Dawn, that's right. Yes, Dawn.
But
So
a
it
good
looks like
Trundle
they're-
player is an absolute menace to deal with. He's got a lot of disengage, a lot of peel, but then he's extremely sticky at the same time. Looks like
is
the
true, wow.
Seraphine will be first picked, potentially getting
Wonder-
paired up with an Ashe. That is typically
Yes.
the great combo to go with the Seraphine.
Indeed. It would be interesting to see if, like you were saying, Toot can continue his perfect reckless KDA support vibes in terms of being deathless, but we'll see what happens in the series.
Yep. Trap team maybe also looking for a potential tankier pick in the top lane, something with a bit of armor that the Trundle, not having the Trundle to counter that as well could be quite important.
Yeah, two very sort of safe picks. All right, they're taking the Ashe away from the Seraphine combo, so maybe looking to add a Braum. Oh no, Braum is banned, but it'll be interesting to see what lands with the Ashe. Is both the Braum and the Seraphine, two of the best combos, are taken off the board, so Stormwolves probably have to get a little bit creative in this bot lane, but I'm sure Toot, of anyone, can come up with something good.
Yeah, it could be a Nautilus as well coming through for Toot. Does enjoy a bit of that. Offers some of the same engage in the capacity. Last series played Lulu and Soraka the first two games, so maybe one of those.
And some nice sticky sort of engaged champs coming in here. Both Immobile Victor and an Immobile Ashe are going to be prime targets for this Ahri, as well as the Jarvan, They have to commit a flash to getting out of that Cataclysm, and as we all three of us know, the Jarvan ult cooldown is a lot smaller than the flash cooldown.
So it looks like they're pairing up a pretty strong mid jungle combo with the Jarvan and the Ahri. It'll be interesting to see, obviously, with the Immobile Victor. I think that'll be a key area for the trap team to play towards, It's also interesting. Obviously, they target banned the Trundle and the Malphite, and the other jungler you had on the list there for Dawn was the Jarvan, and she's gone with in this game one.
Yeah, so the key matchups are providing in terms of the picks, the Wukong for Dax and the Jarvan for Dawn. So all those champions are getting involved. And just from the bans alone, it seems like they are thinking quite consciously about these junglers. So the second phase of bans probably will be a couple of ADCs that pair up well with the Seraphine. Siva's a good option, and then Yunara might be another good option as well.
Yeah, I
Toot's
think that's
Lulu
pretty
has been banned out. They obviously saw how well he played on that last time and don't want it. And we are in Fearless as well, so that Jarvan 4 pick for a trap team does also work as a ban on them for game 2.
Yeah, both of these junglers do have some crossover picks. The Jarvan, the Xin Zhao, both being enjoyed across the board. But it looks like a set ban, which is very interesting. Could that may mean they are going for a very tanky top laner? TipRat might even be picking up something like the Scion or even like maybe a Mundo. I do know he likes
be a
the
Yorick.
Swain as well. But yeah, Yorick is a pretty good matchup as well. So
it's interesting pivot, I think, in terms of not target banning out those key pairings with the Seraphine, because I think already taking away the Ashe and the Siva. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like target banning that ADC pool on the trap team side would have been.
And there's that Nautilus you mentioned before, Jacob, is a nice pairing for the Ashe. He is taken off the board, so Toot not left with too many options. Could potentially go the way of like a Milio or a Rakan. There we go. Well, a Rakan could work. You would usually pick the Rakan into the Jarvan, as you can disrupt him quite a bit, and you have a dash to get other things, but they go for the Karma. Very interesting. I feel like they're opting for this very immobile comp into this Cataclysm Seraphine ult combo. Could spell a little bit of death.
Yeah, for sure. The Karma. I myself actually lost to a Karma mid lane yesterday, of all things. So still having PTSD when I see that one picked up. Well, Caitlyn's going to come through for the trap team. So that will be going over to Harquaz over there. Definitely a priority pick for both teams. Both ADCs quite proficient on Caitlyn and do get a lot of game time in solo queue. So not surprised to see that one taken out here.
And the Olaf blind pick for the trap team. Very interesting. I feel like it is a bit of a pick that can be counterpicked, but it does go well against, this heavy CC comp. If he gets hit by an Ashe arrow, the gravity field, the Wukong ult, he just runs straight through it and gets onto this backline. Hopefully the Jarvan knows when to break his ult and to let the Olaf in. He doesn't want to be standing on the outside looking in.
Let's see what sort of pocket picks our mate TipRat can come out with.
Yeah.
To counter the Olaf blind pick.
There's the Scion. Once I saw the set ban, I did have a feeling that we might be seeing a Scion top lane, as set is very nice into the Scion, especially if you want to pick him up and drop him onto the enemy team. But the Scion Olaf, it's a pretty alright lane. In theory, you should be winning in the first 3 levels as Olaf, and then as soon as Scion can sort of start piling up the queues and stuff like that, you should be able to just go even in lane.
Well, overall, what do we think of these two team comps? I think the trap team side, they've obviously got a lot of engage and pick potential with the Ahri, the Jarvan. They've got a very strong lane in terms of Kate and Seraphine, so it'll be interesting to see how that matchup goes with the Ashe Karma, and obviously top lane to see what's going to happen with the sort of the big meatballs getting thrown against each other, the Scion and the Olaf. If Olaf can get a early lead on the Scion, it would be interesting to see if he can take over the rest of the map. But yeah, what do you guys think of these two T comps? What are you most looking forward to here?
I think I prefer Storm Wolves overall. I feel like some of Trap Team are either doing the same thing or not quite meshing as well. As Grunky did mention, with the Olaf being blocked out by the Cataclysm, both the Seraphine and the Ari having a sort of charm that brings the enemy team closer to them, and a bit of similar ideas coming out from the champions as opposed to a differing set of mechanics that can work all together.
I think on
Yeah,
the flip side, if Victor and Sion can really get their scaling going, it might be they can prolong the game out. I reckon they might be in a pretty good position, or
exactly.
even if they get
That
a
late
lead
game,
by
that late game insurance from the Scion is going to be a huge
yes,
factor in this game, as well as the Victor. I think it's going to come down to which ADC feels the most comfortable free hitting. If this Ashe can get off plenty of hits and deal a lot of damage, then they're going to probably win the fight. Whereas if the Caitlyn is able to do that, set up some traps pre-fight, maybe close off a couple of those sort of bottlenecks, then I think they're going to be able to take out the fights, because as soon as the Jarvan is able to group up, even just two of them, if they're able to get the Karma Victor, the Karma Ashe, or the Ashe and Victor in that Cataclysm, that's essentially a one fight. And maybe even 2-1 fights, because if the Ashe and the Victor blow their flash, that's a lot of time. It's a sort of 3 to 4 long minutes of no flash on those two guys there, which the Ari is going to love.
yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
no
I think
flash will be a big deal this game.
yeah, I think that's a really key point. Obviously, Ashe with the long range. I think Caitlyn can sort of free hit, and they're unable to sort of get the Ashe online and hitting beyond the front line of trap team. Then yeah, they might have a hard time sort of getting through.
We've seen a couple really, really good Ashe ultimates in first stand recently for anybody watching.
Yes, we have.
Both on caps and by caps is a teammate Hans Sama. So maybe why do I exist? Are we looking to repeat that? Send it down to the mid lane, see if he can catch out Metalfacedoom's Ari.
Yeah, this mid lane matchup, it's pretty even. You do like it on the Victor, especially early. And if you're able to get that roller going, like sooner rather than later, you're going to feel super comfortable, because the Ari can't really take you out once you've got that roller. You've got heaps of HP. So he's going to be liking that a lot. And also, there's no one really else apart from the Jarvan who can just sort of get on him, and he's going to enjoy a lot of sort of free ease in these team fights. Olaf is going to have to run through, regardless of the CC, he's going to have to run through a lot of damage just to be able to get some melee hits off. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I'm hoping that TipRat does get big, because then he'll be able to affect the team fight. Otherwise, he can basically just be ignored in this backline. But if he gets huge, and the Olaf doesn't have like his Black Cleaver early, I think he's going to be pretty much unkillable.
Yeah, Black Cleaver will have to be a priority item for that Olaf, especially leaning into the Scion. Um, I reckon the J4 could also build it. Oh, not an uncommon build path to go
Yeah.
Sundered Sky into Black Cleaver for both the Jarvan and the Wukong, so likely to see that one coming out.
Or he just goes big nuts and gets the Profane Hydra into Axiomark build. I also am a big fan of seeing that being pulled out. But yeah, looking back, ooh, mic check. Ooh. Have we cut out? Is everyone there?
No, yep,
Yeah.
we are all
Still
good. We are just in the lobby with the players as one of their clients did fail on the load
No
screen.
worries.
So we got very close to getting in the game. However, something did happen on one of the players' ends where we have had to restart the client. We're still waiting for a player to get in the lobby after restart as well. So that is the current delay that we are working towards.
Oh, good. Yeah, my OBS cut out for just a second, and I was scared that everything had turned to shit on my end as well. So, looks like we'll be able to
Well, maybe
get
while we
into this game and get that spectator delay out of the way as well. And we'll have plenty to talk
Excellent.
about, because champs off the table, obviously the Seraphine was blind picked, and no sort of hiding gauge thrown back into that. They did let the Nautilus fall down to the sort of second lot of bans, and there wasn't like a Leona or a Blitzcrank or anything like that they had in mind to counter that. They just said, look, we're going to pile on just as much shields as you're capable of with this Karma, and we'll also have a lot of pressure in this early lane as well. I think it's pretty even with the laning. Ashe doesn't mind the Caitlyn matchup too much. Obviously a little bit more short range, but the volley sort of makes up for that in terms of poke.
Yeah, there is the Flag and Dragon Cataclysm on the Jarvan is going to be high priority, as that is really the only form of forward going engagement for the side of Trap Team. Keeps a disengage on them, but the actual initial engage isn't quite as good as Stormwolves will have. Wukong Cyclone, even the Scion Q knockup and the Ashe Arrow all going to do a much better job at actually finding that hard CC and targeting the players. So they'll be looking to try to get a lot of priority around objectives and keep the Trap Team out of that.
I'm really interested to see the early pathing of the junglers, especially with what we discussed earlier around them being sort of a big driver of both teams' sort of playmaking ability. It's going to be really interesting to see if either one takes sort of a bit of a tact of some unusual pathing, maybe some early invades. I think seeing a split map might indicate to us whether or not each team is playing to a specific side or specific lane. But yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on any potential interesting jungle pathings that we may have seen in previous matches and that we may see come out in this matchup.
I think J4 does love a good level 3 gank. Finish one side. Could look towards either bot or top, depending on which lane we think is going to be pushed in the most at that point. Wukong probably going for that initial first full clear, second full clear, if possible, something in there to get level 6 before they go for the first drag fight, most likely. Whereas Jarvan, I think, will definitely be a bit more aggressive for the first 5-6 minutes of the game. Probably looking to make something happen, get a lead in one of the lanes.
Yeah, and you raise a good point, especially about the dragons as well. I think, I don't know about you guys, but I think a key win condition specifically for Trap Team is the dragon stacking. I think especially with the scaling that Stormwolves have on their side, it's pretty essential that they get their dragon stacking happening early and hopefully as much as possible in terms of denying the dragons from Stormwolves. But Stormwolves are able to get a couple early dragons. I think that might spell a bit of disaster for the Trap Team in terms of their sort of early game and the ability for them to snowball into what they'll need to secure the victory.
Awesome. And while we are waiting for this game to start off, we're gonna run a quick ad copy. So as everyone knows, coming up soon we have the All Stars Division 1 and 2, and this will be held on the same day with one game for the Division 1 and one game for the Division 2. You can submit your votes now for who you think deserves to be on the All-Stars. There's a little QR code there. Otherwise, I will be posting the link in the general chat, and you guys can vote on that and be in to win a $25 RP card. Could be Caster Quan winning it. It could be Jacob winning it. So make sure you get your votes in there so they don't get any of their RP. And then the award show will be straight after, and we'll be seeing some great awards out there celebrating the best of our community, the best players, the best plays, and everything in between. Obviously, shout out to our partner Invid AU as well, been helping us throughout the season. Follow us on all of our socials. But yes, the All-Star game and the awards show. Who do you guys think are going to be in the All-Stars game? Jacob, Caster Quan, who are you hoping to see in that All-Star game?
I think for Div 2 All-Star game, we're probably looking at it. I'd say 50% of these players, 50% of the All-Stars will be from the current game we're watching. I know personally, I think Toot had a crazy performance. Dax as well. I think I voted for both of them on the Google sheet, so that's who I'm looking for.
And I think for me, obviously I've got a little bit less context of the league overall, but I'd love to see Elliot Sutton in the All-Star game. I think from the last game we cast, obviously there was a bit of an unfortunate situation where he wasn't able to get back for the game 3 of the series. But yeah, I think he's obviously almost captaining his team, and it'd be good to see him jump on his ADC duties and as a part of the All-Star team.
Awesome. Have you made your way into game, Caster Quan?
I have not.
Awesome. I have just chucked up a screen in Discord so you can follow along and make sure that you're keeping up to date with everything as well.
Beauty. Thank you very, very much.
Yep, sounds good. And as we were talking about jungle pathing, looks like they are starting on the same half of the map. So we will get, assuming no level 3 ganks, we will be getting a scuttle fight to maybe start off the first kill of the night.
Yeah, pathing down to that bottom scuttle. I mean, both these junglers are hungry to prove themselves, and they're hungry to get those all-star votes, out there in the back. This will be a big showcase for that, to make sure that they are the most popular player in the league. Nice little Q trade from the Victor. You don't really want to be trading too hard early with that Victor.
What we're going to see, 42 average, absolutely send it with his Olaf and try and get some early level 1, level 2 advantages over DirtyTipRat. We'll have to wait and see if he fully sends it.
Yeah, a lot of axes in top lane right now between the Olaf and Sion.
Or are we going to see? Yes, he's got the early level 2, so able to push him off that wave there and see if he can push the wave in and maybe take an early base, get an item advantage, or maybe even try and dive him under the tower with the powerful Olaf early levels.
Yeah, pretty even across the board for the bot and mid lane right now. Olaf just pushed a wave in and is looking to take that back. Otherwise, parity for the junglers as both mid laners minorly trading, looking to get those CS numbers up high for the start of the game, set themselves up for a victory later on.
Nice quick
Just to wait
cheeky B for the Olaf. Picks up a long sword, little bit of early extra power. Just going to hard shove that lane. Do a sort of cheater recall, and looks like TipRat has exactly the same idea, except he does have the TP. We'll see if he invests it early. Otherwise, I think just wandering back to lane.
It'll be interesting to see if either J4 or the Wukong choose to try and do a lane gank, depending on the lane state of the bot lane. Obviously, Caitlyn and Seraphine having very strong push potential might be pretty viable for the J4, but it looks like he's pathing straight to the top Scuttle Crab to see if he can grab that and potentially even dive mid or top.
Yeah, maybe thinking 2 steps ahead here, and he's thinking, oh look, Wukong's going to try and contest this top one because my bot lane is so hard shoved in, but he's gone 3 steps ahead of himself, and he's ended up leading the Scuttle Crab just go to the Wukong freely.
He's countered the counter, and looks like he's trying to see if he can get the second respawn of the Krugs, but no, he chooses to back it off.
Yeah, nice, interesting pathing as you can see. It's getting a bit creative here. Gets that nice ward, so he's going to see that Wukong is going top to bottom for his second clear, which will be really nice for this Caitlyn and Seraphine to know.
Gives a bit of protection for the Olaf as well, just to ensure that he knows Wukong's in the area. And obviously right now, as you can see on the vision, he's coming straight through all those wards placed, so Olaf knows to be nice and careful there. Back off a little bit.
Lots of critical visual information going both ways for East Jungle. You can see 3 wards down in the bot river for the side of Storm Wolves, so they're trying to maintain that, potentially setting up for that first dragon. As we spoke about, every dragon is 5 minutes longer, pretty much. That Scion will be able to scale, and that Victor will continue to scale as well too later in the game.
Yeah, they're going to get nice and scaled up, and I also do think it benefits the Storm Wolves just extending this as long as they can, as the Victor does also want to pick up all his core items. Oh, it seems like a little brawl
Seems-
in the top lane. It's going to come down to the wire, but I think the Olaf is going to like this a lot more. One more axe undertow is going to secure the fate of 42 average, and he picks up that first blood onto TipRat. Finals, first blood on the line. Olaf picking it up.
Well played by 42 average, knowing his window and knowing that this iron was slightly pushed up and he can just, as long as he lands an undertow, he can get straight onto utilizing his early game power to smash through him. So invests the flash, but obviously gets TipRat's flash as well, and first blood to the Stormwolves.
Yeah, it does get to maintain an advantage as well. Still keeps the ghost on him, so probably going to look for the play again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very long lane, and with the lane pushing straight back towards Olaf, if he can get a freeze off here, it's going to be a bad time. Will he be able to get off
here he
the
goes.
second 1v1? The ulti is popped.
gonna
Unstoppable force.
Well done.
Just being
Well done by
snuck out of there, yeah.
TipRat.
But it's looking a bit dire on this top side already for the Scion pick.
Could have been quite bad having just invested his TP to die again. That would have been a very sad state of affairs. TipRat, he very smartly takes that base, heals up to full, and is running straight back to lane with those home cards.
And first dragon, air drake for the trap team. Now that's going to be a nice one, especially because their team is so mobile. And even though it is just one drag, it is a game of inches, and especially in the finals, both teams are feeling the pressure. Any advantage can be the one to win it.
You spoke about it earlier in terms of the early dragon stacking in terms of the Stormwolves team. So obviously they've gone onto that as soon as possible, and waits to see if Trap Team are going to try and contest the next one, or they're just going to keep that stacking going.
Yeah, I think at least the first 2 or 3 dragons will probably go the way of Trap Team. They've just got such a powerful early sort of mid game, especially once this Ari, who is interestingly enough going for a rower, which I don't really agree with in this matchup. And the Victor is potentially going for a Blackfire Torch, so they have what I would consider swapped around what they should be building. The Ari definitely should be getting a Malignance,
a bit of a
but
swap on that one. Normally I'd think Malignance as well too, so definitely interesting to see.
typically a Victor in
Interesting
this
item
matchup
position.
just goes rower and you're completely fine all game. But I guess they are relying on him for damage. You know, Dax won't have that mythical Wukong Trinity Force Sundered Sky combo for a while. So they might be praying that Kickman can just pump out some deeps.
Oh, lovely charm landed there by the Ari, but is copping a lot of trades from the Victor side, so still sort of somewhat behind in an area. But as we sort of look at the overall map state, obviously got a fair bit of a lead in the top lane here, which is probably most of the 500 gold lead that you see between the Stormwolves and the Trap team. Fairly even across the board in the rest of the lanes, which is interesting, obviously considering the bot lane with Caitlyn having such strong early game presence. For Ash to be bang on even, it's a great outcome for the Trap team.
Yeah, I'd even say in this top lane, could be just like a Thornmail or potentially a Frozen Heart Rush. I don't think the Sunfire Cape is going to be that great, because as soon as you're in auto attack range with this Olaf, you're kind of getting smacked around a little bit here, and he's able to get extra true damage off. So if you grab the Thornmail, it sort of means that, there is some form of like grievous wounds being applied, or if he does get the Frozen Heart, it minimizes how many auto attacks he can get off in these trades. As
Yeah,
you
I think
see,
Thornmail probably pretty good, because as I think the J4 will be going Sundered Sky first, so we're looking to heal off of that. Obviously Swapper's got that Seraphine heal and shielding as well too. They'll be wanting to mitigate in a group fight.
Yeah, both those items, I mean, he could be going for the Unending Despair, but I doubt it. I think he will be going for the Sunfire, which has actually recently been buffed, but I don't think it's nearly enough to make it a good purchase.
Like we're going to have a skirmish in the top crab, which Wukong manages to grab, smites it away from J4, so that's a good outcome for the Trap team.
Yeah, nice early rotation from Toot. Had sort of beat Swapper to the punch there. So it looks like 42 average might go in for a little bit more trading. It seems Harquaz is enjoying the range as well in the bot lane. And look at this Jarvan. He is creeping up into this bush, but it looks like it is bad timing as DirtyTipRat is just going to take that reset. He's got his ult, he's got the TP, he can get back to this wave pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty slow start so far. Grub's going over to Stormwolves 2-1, so they will end up with the objective in the end. And otherwise, we are at just 1 kill at the 10-minute mark. So maybe a bit of nerves coming out for the first game between these two. Neither team wanting to put on a bad showing for the finals, not wanting to lose that potential MVP spot at the All-Star game. But a bit of caution all around.
Well, as you were saying, Jacob, I reckon gotta throw caution to the wind, and let's see some of these big plays come out. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
I would have died 5 times by now.
Maybe Dragon number 2 or 3, we might see some bigger skirmishes, 4v4, 5v5, TPs invested, etc. Obviously, DirtyTipRat's going to have the TP advantage over the Olaf until his quest is completed. So we'll have to wait and see if one of those fights breaks out before the Olaf is able to get onto that.
Yeah, a lot bigger cooldown for the Olaf's TP though, and doesn't get a massive max HP shield as well.
True.
But another good thing that you can look at for the Scion is the Ahri getting the roller. She's not going to have much extra damage, which means DirtyTipRat can pretty much exclusively invest into armor.
True.
And he's
As we
taking
see,
it
exactly.
early for this.
Yes,
this is a really good play. He's going to lose lots of plates, but you know, you're getting smashed anyway. And if they get these dragons stacked up, the game just gets extended in their favor.
Indeed, it's going to be it's an interesting trade because I think obviously, you know, stops the dragon stacking, sure, but also at the same time, Olaf is getting significant value from that trade, and obviously, I think, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but
only one plate though, only one plate, so not the end of the world.
Does get to complete the stride breaker from it though.
Does have a bit of a CS lead though on top of that, so we'll have to see if he can back and get some boots maybe and take advantage of that and get some more skirmishing going.
Here's Wukong in the top lane though. 42 average might be a little bit too far up. He's going to get the trade back kill onto DirtyTipRat, but Dax is going to pick up a kill. Super crucial for this Wukong. You're not going to mind that one at all if you are TipRat.
He's done well to trade, but it was unfortunate. It was a great gank pathing from the Wukong there. So yeah, unfortunate, but at least now he can get the quick back, go and buy his items and come back.
Do you think, Grunky, you could switch around the titles for the teams? I think on stream it's currently
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're damn
on
right.
the wrong sides.
That makes sense.
You are damn right.
Thank you, our friendly chatters for that one.
I had it right on the draft, but for some reason it was not right on the actual game.
Oh, a bit of a skirmish mid lane, and Ahri's been forced to flash out, and Wukong jumps in to be able to finish her off.
Oh, that tower shot at the end.
And the tower shot gets the victor. Unfortunate for the Stormwolves, but they come out of that trade 2-for-1, which is a very great outcome for the trap team. But the Wukong did really well jumping back in to secure the kill on the Ahri, but unfortunately just overstepping a little bit, Monsieur Victor, to cop that extra tower shot, and
He was very close to
lose
taking out
the
the Jarvan
trade.
though, which would have been
was,
huge
indeed.
towards his
Yes.
passive stacking, but unfortunate. But it's good that they're being proactive and they're not losing too much off of it as well. Only about a K gold down, which you would expect from this Olaf being a machine in this top lane. But yeah, DirtyTipRat's kind of at the point where he doesn't mind trading with them too much. Not sure about the steel caps for the Olaf though. I feel like you would be going Swifties here as you're versing an Ashe, so you know, reduce the slow of that, reduce the slow of this. It's not too many auto attacks coming back down. First
Yeah, I
tower's
think
gonna go to
Swifties as well.
42 average, big chunk of gold for him. He's going to be a bit of a menace this game.
yes, it's just 25 CS lead, 2 kills, and the first tower. That's a lot of early game gold onto the Olaf. Let's see if he can
And we're-
translate that. lead.
Still
to
waiting for
other
the
areas.
Scion to build his first item as well. Currently just sitting
Boy.
on boots and components.
That's a
Will
little
be
bit
the
painful.
last one to come through besides the supports.
Although having said that, the state of the game is quite stable across the board in all the other lanes. So whilst not entirely unexpected in terms of the
Oh,
matchup,
nice
but,
Ash arrow connecting on, and the 3-man ult from the Seraphine. Is it going to save this Caitlyn? It doesn't look like it. Harquaz is getting melted down, and Swapper might just get out from the skin of his teeth. A really nice heads-up play there from the Stormwolves, making use of the enchanted crystal arrow.
very well executed play there from the bot lane and also from the jungle. Very well done there.
Ooh, a nice dodge on the charm, as Kickman is able to get off a nice little trade on here. This is a bit of a noodle fight between these two, though.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
just
the
concentrating in mid.
product of the itemization, huh?
And yeah, this whole sort of top area does belong to this Olaf. He is taking the Wukong's Krugs. They do have a free sort of inside track to this Herald as well.
Both junglers now, bit of counter jungling in each other's sides.
Always see the Ari potentially caught out here if she gets caught in the gravity well, but she does well to escape that.
Just slides out of there. Ash sort of being left to her own devices. Has got the Kraken Slayer and the Zeal in the bank. It looks like this Jarvan is going to go into a big trap set by the Stormwolves. The Cataclysm comes down. Kickman might survive, but the shields are coming through as Dawn is going to go down 1v3. He got a decent amount of work done, but unfortunately, just before the dragon spawn, there's not the timing you want to see from your jungler.
Very unfortunate there from Dawn. He did try to almost negate the CC that was going to come through with his ultimate, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, and Ari was zoned out from the fight with the Victor ultimate. So likely the third dragon going to go over to the Stormwolves, which just goes over just now. And as we discussed, sort of in the pre-game, obviously that's going to be a big point of strength for the Stormwolves to be able to sort of stop not only the early dragon stacking from the trap team, apologies, but also to be able to get additional sort of ammunition towards their scaling Victor and Scion. So a little bit of a dire game state here for the trap team, in my opinion.
Do we think we could turn on the objective timers as well too, just for the viewers, so they know when those objectives are going to come up in the visibility?
I think I've turned it on. There we go. Yep, so that will be in the bottom right. And we'll be able to see those. I think that's the comprehensive list there. Oh, sorry, unfortunately, I usually have it on the overlay, but I think that just shows the buffs, potentially.
The buffs, yeah. So for some reason, Dragon's not showing up there, but
Thanks, right?
well, I guess we know that it was just recently
Oh, a
taken.
nice
so as we
Ash
see
arrow.
there,
Caitlyn is getting caught out again. Oh, it looks like he might be able to get away. No, unfortunately, Swapper a little bit late on that Seraphine ult to protect his AD carry. This Caitlyn is the one being a bit immobile in this matchup, getting hit by these Ash arrows left, right, and center.
good old Crowny get caught on mid lane, unfortunately for the Harquaz, but it's not a very good early game to mid game state for the Caitlyn. Would have expected a little bit more pressure. It's behind in CS now. It wasn't able to take the tower or any plates, any significant plates either. Yeah, it's not the best outcome for the Caitlyn Seraphine bot lane.
I feel like Caitlyn as a champion, it's so hard to pilot efficiently sometimes in comparison to the Ashe, where you can just dump out damage. You're playing the Caitlyn, you really have to maintain that range at all times and stay right on the edge.
And you really need to
definitely.
get like a lot off in lane. You really want to be able to take those towers before the mission's complete, kind of stuff. And yeah, unfortunately, they just haven't been able to get it. Kickman might be caught out here. A bit of fancy feet is required to dodge this as he gets out. Flash being used by Dawn. Can he get one back onto these two? Wow, that is a massive amount of resources being used for just Kickman's flash.
A lot of pain for not a lot of gain in this situation, unfortunately. But yeah, It's a timer that they can take advantage of, hopefully in the next dragon fight, knowing that the Victor's flash is down. Um, if the trap team want to make a bit more of a fist of the next dragon fight, I think they've got to burn a couple more flashes, hopefully of the Ash specifically as well before that fight, and I think that might hold them in pretty good stead to contest that 5v5.
Yeah, and the Phantom Dancer is complete on this Ash, so they're going to be a lot more hard to catch and chase down, especially if they start gliding. There's plenty of sort of gap closes with the Jarvan EQ, the Ahri ult and that kind of stuff to get on her, but you know, that just makes their job harder, and being in a gold deficit is not what you want on this sort of hard engage early game comp.
It's true. Just watching the replay of that bottom side dive from Dawn and the Ahri, Victor did so well dodging, you know, multiple skill shots. Wasn't able to dodge the charm, but actually managed to dodge the subsequent Q that came out. Whereas that hit, very likely dead. So very well played from Kickman.
Yeah, and going back to that, the choice of build for the Ahri as well, I'm sure if they had gone for the Malignance into a little bit more damage, that might have been a dead Victor, because he hasn't got many defensive stats himself, but they are opting for this, what looks like a Rift Maker, potentially.
Very interesting.
Yeah, looking
Very
for a
interesting
big
item
fight
station.
for Dragon. That's coming up for sure.
Yeah, this will be Soul Point, and especially, like, there is a clock ticking for the side of Trap Team, whereas there's not really as much of a clock for the side of Stormwolves. They don't mind this going a bit later. They don't mind this scaling a little bit further. The tankier the Scion gets, the more of an issue he'll be.
Yeah, we got all the sums up pretty much right now too on the side of Stormwolves. Everything except Kickman's sums, and on the side of the Trap Team, everyone's up except the flash for the Jarvan. So all the ultimates ready to go. Probably gonna get a good 5v5.
Yeah, looks like
Good.
trouble is brewing in this river.
Alright, we see the TP coming in from the Scion to join up with the 5v5.
And it is a
It'll be very
split
interesting
fight.
to see.
So far, looks like Metalface is trying to get a flank off. A nice charged up decimating smash onto Dawn. Oh, here comes a beautiful combo onto Dawn. It looks like he's going to survive and get a free ticket to this backline. The Ashe is standing there, hitting and hitting. Metalfacedoom is running out of the fight, and they're getting run over. The Olaf is in the backline, but he might go down. This Caitlyn is free hitting. What a back and forth fight. This Caitlyn's hitting the clone though. Unfortunately, that is not the right monkey. Dax gets out by the skin of his teeth, and it's just Swapper sitting in a gravity well. And that is all she wrote. What a beautiful fight from both teams, giving us the action us three have been hampering for.
Yeah,
What a chaos.
unfortunately, I was gonna say Dax took the Caitlyn to the monkey exhibit, and Caitlyn had to pay to enter, and paid over her life on that one. So great Cyclone and clone usage from Dax in that fight. Go for it, Quan.
A lot of chaos coming out of that fight, but the one thing I did notice was, unfortunately, Toot's KDA previous series is it's not gonna be one of the things that survives this game, having now one death. So unfortunately for him, but it was a very well played fight. I'm just watching the replay now, and you know, the Ahri was, you know, not only zoned out from the fight, but obviously her damage output was very limited with her build. Very unfortunate for Harquaz, you know, putting a lot of damage into the clone, and then almost one auto away from taking out Dax, but wasn't to be, and Dragon goes over to Stormwolves.
Yeah, hectic fight, multiple different fronts. Unfortunately, Metalface was in a pretty bad position, as it seemed, as when he went in, he just sort of got damage traded right back onto him. He wasn't much of a damage threat himself, so yeah, it is very interesting to see how that one turned out.
This Ahri build is still confusing me for sure. Now with Riftmaker, second item, I don't think I've seen this before. Again, this is some Div 2 hidden tech, so
This
who
is
knows?
some MOBA Fire hidden builds for all you oldies back in the day.
That's the great thing about Div 2 is we all learn something. We might not be learning the right thing, but we learned something, and that's what matters.
That is for sure. Well, given the trap team with less scaling and less dragons, and also a gold deficit, is the current state of the game. What do we think in terms of their ability to get back into the game? What do you think needs to happen for them to be able to really take it to the Storm Wolves and have them not just run away with the scaling game?
They need the damage. They just need... I think the Caitlyn is in a good position to get free hits off. As I say that, here comes 42 average. He is 1v3, and it is going to be a sad Berserker getting taken down.
Not the Viking we were promised, unfortunately, but well played from the Storm Wolves.
Can only hold 2 weapons at once, so couldn't quite take the 1v3.
Yeah, exactly. Needed the sword in the mouth trick, you know?
Yep. Maybe should have taken a page out of Dax's book and picked a monkey champion, you know, with multiple limb usage.
Yeah, are there any other monkey champions in the game, or is Wukong just the one? I feel like there is definitely a market for like a gorilla champion. I would pay to see that.
I think gorilla champion is a good point. Although, actually, that would be a great Wukong skin, right? Because everyone knows the good old black gorilla suit, right? It's we've all seen it. How great of a skin would that be for Wukong? Just gorilla suit skin.
But I feel like, say,
Perfection.
like a Scion would look good with the gorilla suit, you know? Like, he's got the stature, he's a bit more girthy as a model. And I think to do, you know, a great silverback gorilla justice, you'd need a big champion like that.
How do you work in the furnace, though? Yeah?
It could just be, oh, that is true. I mean, the furnace doesn't need to be there, per se. And then his E is he's throwing a banana out of his mouth.
It's got to be one of those skin spotlights, April Fool's situations, sounds like.
Could be a Halloween.
Or even
Costume skin
I'd
one.
just settle for a whole gorilla champion, you know? Just a King Kong
That is also true.
inspired.
Well, makes sense. We've got Wukong, got Volley Bear, we've got the bear covered, got the boar covered with Sejuani. You know, I think a Winston clone from Overwatch would go hard.
Yeah, or we got the just thinking what other good animals. We've got a crocodile, you know, we've got Nasus as the dog as well.
A dog.
I think the issue is these are all, you know, based off mythological beings, right? So when you think of a mythological monkey or a gorilla, that's where the focus needs to be. Finding one of those that we can model it after.
What about just a real life legend like Harambe?
Harambe skin? I thought that's where you were going. As much as I would love that, I feel like the Caitlyn headshot would be a bit too overpowered against it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, for some
you know,
reason,
when Annie gets too close to
this the objective times are just showing the blue and red buff rather than the dragon, which is a little frustrating. If you
could
can
be
see...
map size. If you reduce the map size or scale.
Oh yeah, there we go. I'll have to change that after this dragon fight. Sorry team, everything is covering the screen. As Olaf is going into the backline, but he's getting decimated and the Scion has swapped places and he is a lot more impactful attacking this backline. The Caitlyn is trying to hit, but unfortunately a decimating smash is waiting for him in the bush. It looks like all she wrote for Trap Team Game 1. A beautiful mid-game coming out from the Storm Wolves. And Toot is going for more. This Ahri is very tanky. We'll be able to take her out. She doesn't do any damage either, that's the issue.
Again, a very well fought objective fight from the Storm Wolves. They just sort of choked out the trap team that were there first with the vision, established the dominant position, and now they're just moving straight onto the Baron. And I think it's very likely that they will sort of do a 1-3-1 or a 4-1, and they'll be able to sort of close out the game from here.
I'm sorry to stream, we will make sure that all of the objectives are very viewable in the next game. I think I've just made the mini-map extra big for some reason. Let me see.
Alright.
There we go. Alright, now we are able to see all of the things, even though we've missed it the entire game, pretty much.
Just watching back that dragon fight again, Dax has done such a good job in 2 subsequent objective fights around getting in, being really impactful with his E and his R, and then being able to get out by the skin of his teeth. Caitlyn was focusing him as he went in, and it was just a, again, sliver of health, probably one auto attack in both of those fights that would have taken him out, but did super well to not fall to that, and then obviously was able to go
Oh, a
straight
nice
on
arrow
afterwards.
onto the Seraphine, followed by the Cyclone. They're absolutely just deleted. They're putting all their resources into trying to get the Scion, but they've forgotten about this Ash arrow to the face technique.
As you were saying before, Jacob, the Ash is coming out clutch with the Han Summer arrows, and
Yeah.
it's turned the tide of a couple fights
And
already.
Dax can go in fearless now. He's got his GA up. He's just spinning on in.
Yeah, the battle of the junglers. The Bow
As you see
special
the
right down
Bow
the middle.
special.
The big shield on the Scion. He hasn't even taken a single tick of damage to his HP yet. He's taking out both these towers, and nothing can be done about this giant Scion. A Flash Seraphine ult will just be the final song of the game for Trap Team as we go to 1-0 for the boys in the blue. It's the Stormwolves.
Very well fought victory there. They played to their win conditions, got the scale happening, managed to get even sort of all of the early, besides one dragon, they managed to get all of the dragon stacking. That really sort of held them in good stead for the rest of the game, and they just sort of rolled over the trap team. There was just not enough damage with the Caitlyn behind and the Ahri with the Div 2 tech build. It was just not enough to be able to get their way back into the game.
Yeah, the Div 2 tech build not coming in clutch as the Victor did more than twice the damage. Looking at the end game screen, Victor sitting at 33k. The Ari's at a 14k. So not quite what Metalfacedoom will be looking for. Definitely hoping for a bit of a better performance in the next game.
Yeah, I think it was the rower choice. Left a little bit to be desired in terms of what you want to do on Ahri. You want to be able to go in and at least chunk out one or two targets, whereas that build was looking for a little bit more of those extended fight damage, ramping up the Riftmaker, all that good stuff. But yeah, just didn't pull through in terms of what they were looking for.
Alrighty, so 1-0. Let's see if the trap team can turn it around for this game too. What are we looking for in terms of this draft and in terms of the play style for the second game for a trap team to be able to make their way back into the series?
I think Trap Team, I think we're probably going to be looking for a support with a bit more engage. Something to start it off, or maybe a bit more CC to, especially Dax and DirtyTipRat as well too. They want to go in, and they are going in, and they are playing aggressively. And right now, well, this game Trap Team just didn't have a way to mitigate that. They couldn't really stop them from going in. They got heaps of access to Caitlyn and Hari very quickly, and there just wasn't that much they could do about it.
Yeah,
True
maybe
that.
getting if Dawn does have another champ up his sleeve, get him on a carry champion. Right now, he needs to be the one that's coming through and really, being the difference maker. I saw he has a couple Kiana games, a couple Grave games. Make the next game about Dawn, enabling him. Obviously, Jarvan is really good for him, but he didn't have anything to work with. The Olaf doesn't have any synergy with the Jarvan. The Ahri doesn't really have too much synergy with the Jarvan. Make the next game about Dawn. That first game was the Dax show. He got his 3 items on the Wukong, and he was just an absolute menace, as you see with these points here. He was team fighting like crazy. He was clutching up these fights like crazy, and it took a lot of patience for him to find these good angles, which he was exercising terrifically.
Yes, indeed. I think those clutch team fights where Caitlyn was focusing him and he was sort of one auto away from dying, but managed to sort of use his clone to get out of there. Did a great job being able to sort of get the engage, let the team do the rest of the business, and not sort of die himself. So very well played there from Dax. But I think my MVP, I don't know about you guys, but my MVP might be the Ash arrows. Very well played from the Ash there. So many key initiations, key picks prior to objectives, which obviously was one of the key win conditions for the Wolves team. Just really sort of shut them out of the game. as well as also sort of holding steady in the lane itself. Being able to go perfectly even with the Caitlyn up into the mid game. So Ash MVP for me.
Yeah, I mean the
That was a
Caitlyn really wanted to try and create some pressure, but every time that she was forcing on the map, a big blue cold object flew into her face.
That is indeed true.
yeah. There was a little bit of Planet of the Apes going on for Trap Team, and they'll be looking to reduce the monkey business in game 2.
Absolutely.
Well, especially with the Wukong out of the draft, I think they've got the first step towards that.
That is the first step. Yes. Definitely, maybe would be nice to see some target bans coming out from Trap Team this time against Dax, as they didn't ban a single jungle champ for game 1, and they just kind of let him pick what he wanted, which obviously did show with how comfortable he was in that game. So, although now the Jarvan and the Wukong are out, there's still a lot left, and I think they could maybe use some of their bans to reduce the effect he can have on game 2.
Alrighty, guys. What do we reckon? Game 2. What do we want to see from from the Trap Team? What do we want to see from the Storm Wolves? What do we want to see draft wise? What do we want to see gameplay wise? What are we looking forward to here?
I think Storm Wolves do the exact same thing. You might get behind a little bit early, but they just know that their team fighting is great. They know that their team fighting is amazing. We saw that in the previous series as well. Maybe it's time for Dax to pull out this Amumu again and just carry on from that momentum. I feel like Trap Team is going to be a little bit nervous about dropping team fights, about contesting all these dragons, and just picking something like an Amumu is just going to reinforce that doubt in their mind.
I think that's a very good point. What do you reckon in terms of DirtyTipRat up the top lane there? What's a secondary scaling pick that he can go towards that also has really strong team fighting potential to sort of complement Dax also picking a team fighting jungler?
Tiprat has quite a deep bag, He's got quite a nice mix of champions. He can play the Renekton.
Alright.
He can play the Mordekaiser. And the Swain is something that he's made himself a little bit of a name on.
Bit of a pocket pick.
Yeah, so the
And don't
Swain
forget the
can be
Urgot.
nice. The Urgot is also very clean from Tiprat, so I think he can go in a lot of different directions, and especially after, he dropped the first blood in the first game, but it didn't matter. It really didn't matter. Come late game, that Olaf was a bit of a non-factor. Unfortunately, he went for he went for a bit of a suboptimal build, Seems like the draft is being odd, and we will be moving into the drafting phase. Let me just make sure.
Early predictions. I think if Trap Team do not ban Zinzao, I reckon the way Dax is playing, I think it's a Zinzao pick for him easy this game.
Yep.
That's my first.
Interesting
reckon?
seeing
I feel like
the syndrome.
Dawn might want to pick up the Zinzao early and just go for that. And see, there's the Amumu ban. Obviously, that was the next in step. So they are scared of this team fighting element.
Mm-hmm. You need to see the syndrome first banned both games. It's obviously a point of power from the
Kickman is a very good Syndra player.
Kickman's point of view, yeah.
And there's not a lot of good lanes that can go into the Syndra. The Galio obviously is quite good, but still not that great. So yeah, the Syndra can be rough, but a first pick Orianna is always a safe bet as well.
Ooh.
Has some good team fighting power. Hopefully we can see her paired up with something like a Nocturne. I would say would be a really nice way to cap off. And Nocturne works great for what I think Dawn is trying to achieve right now. You can just power farm up. You don't need to do too much before 6. So yeah, I think a Nocturne could definitely be on the cards for the Trap Team right here.
I think it'll be a good combo, and I think it'll be a good way for Dawn to sort of get into the proactive playmaking, hit 6, spam gank mid or top or bot, depending on the lane states. I think it'll be really interesting to see if they're able to pick that up, or if Storm was even like taken off the table.
Yeah, I'd
They've
love to
gone
see
for the
some more
Hui.
proactive jungling.
I like this as well. The Xin Zhao and the Hui. It's a nice little combo. The Xin Zhao
I
can
told you
mitigate.
this is
Yeah,
Yep.
quite a lot of damage. Yeah, Xin Zhao. It's also a good takeaway from Dawn as well. I feel like both of their champ pools are getting attacked a little bit, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't grab the Trundle here. Actually, as that is his marquee pick.
Very true. Yeah. Although, don't know about the Oriana and Trundle. Oh, interesting. Pivoting to the Vi. It'd be interesting to see if this is a flex, Baus-esque up top lethality build, but obviously that's something that requires a high level of skill to pilot, but interesting to see the Kaiser come through as well.
Nice pickup with the Xayah though. Like one way that you can avoid this Vi. Not cease and desist, the assault and battery. Is with the Xayah, and that's a very good way to deal with super hard engage. Both the Kaiser and the Vi are going to go in steaming hot. So I think Stormwolves are just reading these drafts very well.
Yeah, Xayah does have great disengage. A lot of, way to get out by themselves as an individual ADC, not having to rely too much on the others. But also, the Xin Zhao Crescent Guard, obviously amazing disengage as well too. And Dax is no stranger to playing it, so we'll be making good use of that. Get rid of the Kaiser and the pesky Vi on top of him.
Interesting seeing this set and come out for the second time, also in round 2. But I wonder if it's a bit of a pocket pick from to average.
And I think DirtyTipRat, just wants to have the options available for him playing tanky top laners. Whereas the set, throws a bit of a spanner in the works for that. The Olaf was obviously the answer for the tanks last game, but it just didn't scale very well into their mid game.
No, he did very well early game, got the lead. At a certain stage had I think 30 CS lead, as well as first blood tower, all the plates, but just wasn't able to convert that across the map.
Couldn't quite take over the game.
Now we will see a couple more support bans coming out. The Mord ban. They are respecting the
definitely targeted
Mordekaiser. That would be a really good pick as well in these team fights. Just lock away the Vi, lock away the Oriana, or even the Kaiser, and they can't just affect the fight. But there we go, a Braum. A very nice way to peel for your Zyra.
We'll have to see if he locks it in, but it'll also be a good way to sort of block some of the Kaiser damage as well from her E and from a W and her Q.
Yeah, I think it's shaping up to be a nice team comp. Hui does have a little bit of self-peel, a little bit of utility for the team, but lots of damage, lots of upfront damage. You can make sure to hit multiple people with your spells. The Xin Zhao is going to be pretty happy into this Vi matchup, into this Kaiser matchup. I feel like Stormwolves' team comp is a lot more well-rounded, and this Alistar is going to be a little bit scared diving into a Braum.
Interesting. That's a very interesting pick. Obviously, already seeing the Braum pick come out. Maybe it's a comfort pick for the support, but I feel like the Braum into Alistar matchup is not an easy one.
Yeah, Alistar is his most played champion this season so far, so probably it's a bit of comfort. And
makes sense.
you can do the Unbreakable Will, go in, mitigate a lot of damage as well.
I guess we haven't seen their top pick, and now we do. But I guess Alistar will form the majority.
And here's the Urgot. It's
frontline.
definitely a bit of a make or break trap team comp. They're all gonna be going in. None of them are staying in the back line. Oriana obviously wants to stay a little bit closer so she can get off a nice shockwave combo, but I'm liking how Stormwolves team comp is shaping up again.
DirtyTipRat locking in that Urgot. It's going to be a slobber knocker in the top lane. But I think when we look at these team comps overall, guys, what are we feeling? Me personally, I think Stormwolves has got a really good mix of bruises and frontline in the Xin Zhao and the Urgot. Really good self-peel from the Hui and the Xayah as well in terms of team fighting, which I think counteracts a lot of the dive from the trap team side of things. Obviously we've got the Oriana and the Vi not opting for that Nocturne, Ori Nocturne combo. It'd be interesting to see if they're able to really get past that front line and really get onto Zaya and Hui and get those picks they need to accelerate the game forward. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
a big fan of Trap Team.
if you were to put your hand over Trap Team's team comp, you'd say Stormwolves, they're lacking engage. They don't really have the tools to sort of force a fight. But then you look at Trap Team's team comp and you go, okay, this team makes a lot of sense. Trap Team can't do anything unless they're sort of in range to hit, and that really benefits this Urgot as well, I think. The Vi has to be melee range. The Orianna does have a little bit of range, but the Kai'Sa super short range, and then the Alistair Jax have to be essentially on top of you. And if the Xin Zhao is able to play around that well, I feel like Stormwolves are just almost unbeatable.
Yeah, for sure. I think Trap Team, I like what they're putting together. There's good damage mitigation, Jax and the Alistair. I think the counter strike onto the Urgot, to stun him up and get some favorable trades off won't be too painful, even though there is a bit of range coming from the Urgot. Of course, it will come down to how 42 average can pilot the Jax. Did a great job the first game with the Olaf though, so I think can still get an early game advantage. Played a lot of Jax as well so far this season, so should be feeling really, really comfortable on him. I think there is a lot of comfortability for the side of Trap Team.
Yeah, Trap Team's got a lot more late game insurance now, They've got the Kai'Sa, which can go a bit later. The Orianna's a great tool later. Alistar, surprisingly good late, obviously with that Unbreakable Will. And then the Kai'Sa as well, just scales really well. But a lot of CC on the side of Stormwolves. It's going to be hard to avoid these concussive blows. It's going to be hard to avoid the Urgot flip, the feathers going everywhere, the Hui just throwing out bits and bobs all over the place. It's going to be a hard sort of a game to navigate, whereas, the Vialt is just going to hit one person, potentially the Hui as well. I feel like that's only the realistic target for this fight at this point.
There, of course, Vial does offer a knock-up as well on the way to the target, so you can do a bit more than just one affected opposition if placed correctly.
So we'll probably see the Vi go in, the Kai'Sa go in, and the Jax and the Alistair all fly onto this backline, hoping to take out the Hui and Zaya, which will probably leave this Orianna dealing with a big scary crab man, which isn't ideal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they choose to go the get down Mr. President route and go full all in on protecting the Hui when it inevitably gets dived on, or if they just go, you know what, go for it, we'll just take out your backline instead. Just get slammed onto the Orianna and the Kai'Sa. But obviously Kai'Sa has the mobility, so I think if they choose to go that ladder route, then she's obviously got the ability to jump in to the other side of the fight. But it'll be interesting to see how they play these team fights. It'll be interesting to see what objectives they choose to go for. If they're going to try and go for this, early dragon stacking again. It'll be interesting to see what their priorities are in this game.
I think the ball is really in the hands of TipRat this game. He's got a really nice comp for this Urgot. Although the Jax lane can be a little bit fickle, I feel like he's just in such a good position to carry the shit out of this game.
I was going to say, I think the ball's in Oriana's hands, but I understand what you mean by that.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. Although, I mean, Oriana's a robot, so it's like, if you look at her splash art, her hands, they look like claws more. They end in points, like the fingertips. So I don't know if it's hands or not. Appendages.
I'm going to do a quick all-star ad read. Oh, what the helly? My ad is off to the side. It's rotated.
Oh, wow. Well, we are coming close to game, guys. Just waiting out the spectator delay here. Won't be too long till we get to see.
What the hell is going on with this? Why is my ad on an angle? Alright, well, we're going back to the talking screen. We're going back to the draft. We'll
Oh,
sort it out.
that is an interesting angle. I'm looking at it on stream now.
How did that happen, man? My beautiful ad has been tilted.
Maybe when you changed your map size, it inadvertently messed up your.
Everything just got destroyed from just
Yeah, we
doing
can
one
still
thing.
kind of see it. A little bit.
Oh, well.
Get the vibe.
Everybody jump into the general chat and find the link where you can vote for the All-Stars for this season. Yeah, there is a $25 RP card on the line. If you submit a vote, you will be in the draw to win that bad boy and pick up the skin of your dreams. So make sure your voice is heard and you vote for your favorite players because of their personalities, because of their plays, or because they build a little bit funny. Those are all qualities we look for in people and we want to support.
Yeah. And guys, what are your favorite skins? I know personally my favorite skin is the Flora Fatalis Fiddlesticks. It's the only skin I've ever bought. Big fan of it. Anybody else got any ones they specifically like?
I really like Outback Renekton. It holds a really a close place in my heart. It was like the third skin I bought. I think I bought Undertaker Yorick and Pentakill Yorick at the same time for my first two skins. Because I really liked what Yorick was about when he first came out.
Ooh,
this was
this
on
is some
release
early
day.
game shenanigans from Toot. It's coming in with the concussive blows to get a lot of damage down on Oriana level 1.
Oh, he hits it
very
as
nice
well.
up
Is he
play
going to
there.
get the flash out of Metalfacedoom? Probably not, but a really good trade, and that's essentially a one lane so far.
Very well played there. Now let's see if the bot lane can take advantage. Obviously, it's Alice at level 1's not really a champion, so it's going to be difficult for them. But very nice heads-up play there from
Classic
Toot.
pre-3 Alistair. I like the recommendation from chat. We got Bladecraft Oriana on topic with Metalfacedoom. I thought it said calf because of cows, but no, Metalfacedoom playing the Oriana. Didn't quite use your chosen skin, unfortunately. Hopefully, maybe we'll see it later in a different
also-
series because Oriana's now banned.
Also the classic chicken Galio.
Yeah, that's a
Tips
great.
off.
Chicken Galio is good. The new Mecha Galio is pretty good.
That's
like,
pretty
a weird-
badass. I do like that one.
It's interesting to see here in the top lane, 42 average has managed to get the level advantage over DirtyTipRat, and he's zoning him off the XP. So this is not the best place for
Some
Tiprat to be, but
swang and bang in the mid lane and some swang and bang in the bot lane. These lanes are a little bit more aggressive this game.
we're full sending it. I think they must have heard our commentary, and we're going for any and all scrapping they can do early game. Interesting to see that Kickman hasn't been able to take advantage of that early advantage that Toot got him, and they're relatively even on the health scale at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Oriana, first 3 levels is a bit oppressive, especially if you've got good control with that Q. Can land quite a few procs on it. It is in the airy, but it is the phase rush. So maybe they just, got the clockwork wind up, smacked them down a couple times, and then sped away.
Do you want to turn the timers on for objectives again, as I think they have turned off
I will do that.
for
There we go.
the stream?
There we go. They
Interesting
are
to see
there,
Dawn.
and we'll have to know. It isn't a very pretty set of timers, I will say that.
Interesting to see Dawn there, attempting to go for a little bit of an invade, but caught out. Dax managed to see him on vision, and Toot moved early, so Dawn wasn't able to go in and take advantage of that.
And this does put Dawn quite a bit behind in his pathing, so maybe he's able to, maybe Dax rather is able to pick up both of these scuttles, which would get him a very early level 6.
Should be huge. Although it looks like he's going for an invade. Dawn, very adept with it, and he's managed to ward it out, so he knows that there's vision there. Dax just opts to plant the ward and then take it back.
But he does know that
Keyboard is still good.
he can go and get this top scuttle crab potentially. No, he's just going to take the B. Very interesting.
Very well played from DirtyTipRat. I can see, obviously, he's managed to overcome that early level disadvantage, and the way that Jax zoned him off the XP, he's now got the XP advantage. CS advantage is able to take it back here and load up with a pickaxe.
What the hell is in Dax's inventory right now?
Ooh, boy.
Okay, so
Hold up.
this is a thing. I promise, it's a thing. Although normally I see this in top lane. I see people Darkseal Xin Zhao in top lane.
Is this a precursor to going full AP Xin Zhao, or are we just using the Darkseal
A
for the
little bit of
stacks?
AP is always good because he does have the AP scaling.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Does.
Darkseals really gets a lot of value with refillable, is my understanding.
Yeah, as we see a nice skirmish in the bot lane. Swapper running the phase rush on the Alistar. As they're going in again, the
This might be
shield's
a
being
full
down to the
committed-
Braum.
A full committed 1v1 here, but the Braum's getting caught out on the bot side as well. Toot is able to just make their way away. Harquaz does not have much mana. Yeah, very close trades going across the board. I thought we were going to see TipRat going in for the full one-on-one against 42 average. Looks like he is definitely getting the better of him in that lane.
No summoner
Dude,
spells used. Just a
Yeah.
classic walk it off strategy.
Yeah, and we'll see Dax going for that early dragon 520 into the game. It looks like they're taking a very considered effort to get their stacking early.
Yeah, I'm actually living in the past. Oh, will he be able to get him? One more auto attack. Oh, there's going to be a trade back though. Oh my god, DirtyTipRat. You have just gotten away with absolute robbery under that tower.
Wow, just watching the replay there. That shield from the E absolutely saving him from that last tick of the ignite. Very well played
And
there.
then the dragon on
Cutting
the
it
other side.
Yeah.
Soltex,
Getting
yeah,
deja vu to last week.
You have corrected me, Soltex. That doesn't affect pots anymore. I'm just a dirty Cassidon player who buys that in tandem, and I guess it's just a placebo that my refillable does more with it.
It's right, placebos work sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
a nice flash onto that shockwave, and the ult is going to come back in. Dawn looking for his first kill, and he's just not able to get away. The concussive blows, more of just a humiliation ritual at this point. But yeah, DirtyTipRat, he's come to play, and as I said leading into this game, he is probably going to be the difference maker, because this is a really nice comp for Urgot to go into.
Yeah, the Urgot is definitely faring very well. Although the jungle is coming up, so maybe something.
There will be her Vi ult available again. Looks like TipRat has gone in a little bit early, and the CC is going to get layered perfectly, and he is going to go down. A little bit of an overzealous positioning there from the boy in the top lane.
It's unfortunate they let's 42 average back into the game. Especially with the power that Urgot has early over the Jacks in the matchup. I think managed to get a couple plates here potentially now as well with the crystals that have built up on there, and the goal's going to be fairly even, I think, from that perspective.
I love how sparkly the map is nowadays with the phthalites and crystalline overgrowth. Lots of shine.
Yeah, this bot lane still is quite even. 10 CS up for Harquaz, so faring a little bit better than on the Caitlyn lane, surprisingly. But Toot, yeah, is able to sort of just, you know, ruin a lot of opportunities for this Alistar. He is starting to roam a little bit more. Oh, looks like Dax is looking for a pick. Gets the knock up and gets the Crescent Strike. They're going to be quite out of position here, but Kickman is going to get shockwaved and absolutely annihilated. Dax is huge though. He is very tanky right now. Lost barely any HP. The flash is still available on this Kai'Sa. We'll use that to get over the wall. Will it be one Braum Q? It's going to hit, and Metalfacedoom is going to go down as well. The pullback, getting the damage off, and Dax pulling off some really nice work in that extended fight.
That's the Darkseal Xin Zhao coming through. Great shockwave though from Metalface, just not quite finishing them off. And then a lot of Braum value as well too. Did block one of those final shots that looked like it could potentially take him out. But
And all of that achieved
they all escaped.
without the Braum ulti as well. So now that he's level 6, the next fight that they have.
Still got the, I want to say Glacial Fissure, is it?
yes, Glacial Fissure
There we
indeed.
go.
I will just have to say the emotional damage towards Trap Team if Dax turns this Dark Seal into a Magi's would just be infinite.
Well, if that happens, I think we'll have to pull out some of the good old Stephen He emotional damage proper, which I'm more than willing to engage in.
But at least the Vi is able to
Ooh.
pick up these grubs,
Storm
which
is up
the
top.
Jax will very much
Interesting.
enjoy.
A nice little hover here from Toot. It'll
Early
be interesting
Ignite
to
from
see what
42
happens.
average, he really wants to go at this. Can they get the 2v2 off? DirtyTipRat is going to get absolutely whacked down. A really nice Brawl ult comes out, but no ult from the Urgot. Might have had to pop that a little bit earlier, but good timing from Dawn. As I said in my pre-sort of analysis, Dawn is really well on these counter ganks.
Yeah,
Unfortunate
some really good proactive play coming out from Dawn to take out DirtyTipRat. With Toot up there as well, it means that the bot lane of Trap Team get a bit of advantage and push as well onto the Xayah.
It's interesting that they're not pushing the envelope a little bit more, knowing and seeing that the Braum was up top, and even seeing now that he's only just backed. Now, I would have expected the bot lane to try and take advantage of that and maybe even burn the Xayah sums or ultimate, but no, she's able to just get away scot-free, free farm, and continue on her merry way.
Yeah, and this Jax is really enjoying these grubs. Has the Demolish as well, just able to get heaps of tower damage off early. Yeah, that is going to be one of the big points of this game, I'd say, is if this Jax is able to get split push going down, the whole idea of Stormwolves' team fighting comp kind of comes under a little bit of pressure.
Second dragon respawning. See how it goes. Vi does love to take on the dragons. That I want to say the E does reduce the armor and resistances from all the dragons, so it tends to be able to take them out quite quickly.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of posturing coming down before this dragon. Everyone is grouping up. There is no TPs yet complete on the side of these top laners. They might get it just off of this wave, potentially. But yeah, as we're looking at the posturing, shout out to a couple other Div 2 legends in the chat. We got Indigo, we got Carlos Baron, and a massive shockwave gets onto 3, but a nice prison sweep blocks out heaps of the damage. The comp is peeling back. They're able to get Swapper down, and Dax, huge, he's going back in. He's going to get onto Harquaz, but the Unstoppable Force gets onto the Xayah, and it is an absolutely beautiful fight off of the back of Metalfacedoom. Oh, a nice juke on that one. A triple kill for Dawn, and he is just carrying. He wants to put the carry shoes on. Toot is running for their life. A nice Q just to get out of the way, but a really nice Orianna ult, guys. That was a big one.
Boy, that was a massive shockwave, but Dax did such a good job to disengage, use the ultimate to negate a lot of the damage, but just a little bit too overzealous on the re-engage there, and then it sort of resulted in a bit of a catastrophic team fight, and obviously the dragon going over to the other team. So a little bit of a misplay there, but you know, good signs initially at least. So
It's a new day
got a
dawning
game on our hands.
for the side of Trap Team with that
Yes,
triple kill.
indeed.
Looking very good, and yeah, shockwave value, so good, so
Shockwave
crazy. I
value
mean,
was massive.
I think you can also take some good things from that team fight for Stormwolves. If they do play it well, they essentially cannot take any damage. It's just that I think the Xayah ult was used a little bit prematurely, and then that gave Dawn an easy ult onto her.
Yes, yes, indeed. Alrighty, well, I guess let's take stock of the game state in current. 1-1 in Dragons, very even in terms of gold, pretty even across the board in terms of CS. Some very slight leads in the bot lane for Harquaz's Kaiser. Very slight lead in the jungle for Dax's Xinjiao. Fairly even across the board with basically parity in terms of the gold, almost parity in terms of the kills. So I think the next couple skirmishes, the next couple fights are going to be a really, really big deal for either team, whoever comes out on top.
Absolutely, I definitely agree with that. Kickman, is actually getting off a decent amount of damage as Metalfacedoom, nice little flash reaction to get away from that Present Strike. Now what is the W for Xin Zhao called?
Once like wind becomes lightning, like that's what I hear all the time,
think-
right?
I think you're right there.
That's what they always shout on the LCK. We know our LCK players love a bit of Xin Zhao.
Yep, Xin Zhao is looking at the sort of history of Xin Zhao and where he's come from, it's quite cool to see him in pro play, because I remember back in the day, that was one of the first junglers I played in Season 3, and what you'd do is you'd build Locket first item.
Ooh, as you see a nice skirmish coming up here in the bot lane.
Here's
Looks like
those
Dax
heaps
is a
of
little bit
damage.
caught out. Oh, and Zaya goes down, ulting the wrong way. It gets absolutely styled on by Harquaz's Kaiser.
The Urgot's
Double
coming
kill
in the
for Kaiser.
backside. Shut down onto the
Yeah.
Urgot. DirtyTipRat is making the big flank go off there. This might be a triple kill for him. A double kill. He's going to be chasing down this Kaiser. They know that he's in the bush. Oh no, they're not going to go for it. Just throw
Oh,
the
I think
broad
they're going
cube,
to.
please. Throw the broad cube.
Do it.
Oh, and it's a
Oh!
triple kill for DirtyTipRat. He's
Wow, that
liking
is a-
those TPs, and he's picking up plenty of value. Damn, that was a
Massive
hectic
turnaround
fight.
for that fight. Hectic fight. The Zaya getting absolutely styled on by Kaiser there. Ulting the wrong way, unfortunately, a little bit of a misplay there, as we see some all chat shenanigans going down there from
Yeah.
Harquaz. But, very good heads up TP play from DirtyTipRat coming in with the triple kill, shutdowns as well.
Yeah,
It's,
some dirty chatting going on. And if we could please switch around the 1-0 in the stream as well, as the teams, it's currently around the wrong way. So
I'm on.
that's what.
As you see another skirmish going down in the mid lane, looks like Kickman has been very well taken care of by the Vi and the Alistar combo. Toot unable to do anything to rescue his mid laner, but very well executed combo there from the Vi.
Yeah, I think Kickman would be best served grabbing a Zhonya's here. He might lose out on a little bit of damage from not getting that Shadow Flame, but being able to not get hit by the Vial is going to be super crucial. And just put your hands together and pray that DirtyTipRat is going to absolutely melt through everyone else.
Yeah, Zonya's value is pretty big with the first engage from Trap Team right now.
Yeah, Harquaz definitely having some interesting words in all chat for Tiprat.
Now the other thing about the game as a whole, especially after that last skirmish, was obviously 42 average didn't TP down for the fight, but what he did manage to do was take the turret, and I believe it was the first turret of the game, so a lot of gold into his hands.
Just
and
got a quick spectator glitch here, as whenever you pause the game, about a minute afterwards, you get a little bit of a glitch happen, which
I see.
is just I don't know what the spaghetti code does, but it provides.
It's our spaghetti and we love it. And that's why we're here.
It's
Bringing this
our
amazing game 2 for the Div 2 finals. Storm Wolves are up
wonderful record.
1-0. And the Trap Team are looking to even things out.
Ooh,
and
as you
bring
see a
us
very
to a game 3.
sneaky dragon take coming here from Dawn, coming over the backside of the pit. I've definitely got vision on it now, so they're very aware that the dragon's been taken, but this might be already gone. They're not going to contest.
I don't mind this too much. They're going to get the Herald, and there is a lot of gold available
True.
on the map.
Yep.
For Storm Wolves in the form of plates. You know, there's 5 plates mid, 5 plates top, 2 bot. So it's definitely, you know, a gold efficient play for the side of Storm Wolves.
Somebody put some cupcakes in the dragon pit. And Vi is all up in there.
Pause.
We already had one of those.
2 Dark Seal stacks still in Dax's back pocket. He was all the way up until 5 at one point, but unfortunately the fights have not been going exactly as planned.
Yeah, Dax is he's struggling a little bit after a strong early game on the Xin Zhao. Not finding quite as much of a way to output the same sort of damage and control over the state of the game he had last time.
No,
Just look at
it's
the-
not as much of a team fight pick. You know, Xin Zhao, you're looking for skirmishes a lot more, trying to deny the enemy's team fight. Whereas I do, from what I've seen from Dax, you know, press R and win is his kind of vibe.
Well, boys,
A lot of
as we,
action around mid right now.
yes, there's a lot of action around mid, but as we look at the game state, you can see that things are still pretty even. Only about 900 gold difference. A bit of a lead to the trap team. 10 to 8 in kills. 2 dragons to 1 up. Obviously, down a herald. But we haven't seen the gold being acquired from that herald yet, so we'll have to wait and see for that. But the Kaiser is still in a very, very strong position with her 4 kills and 3 assists from that with the previous skirmishes. So you see the Rift Herald going down in the mid lane, so hopefully trying to get some of that gold onto the Xayah, fingers crossed.
Dax is
If he
piloting
manages
that
to-
himself.
Yes. I was going to say, if he missed that one, we might need to question some driver's licenses there, but he managed to get it. We might be seeing a bit of a skirmish here in the mid lane.
Oh, another
Great
nice
shockwave!
shockwave. Hits onto 3. There's
Wow,
not much that they can do to
Metalfacedoom.
protect Kickman. But can they help out Why Do I Exist? He is in the middle of danger as well, as Dax and Toot are getting dove on under the tower. All
Wow.
5 members of the trap team are trapping out the bando, and they're just bonking out DirtyTipRat because he cannot watch this tower go
What
down.
an absolute bloodbath. Metalfacedoom with the insane shockwave onto 3. Xayah just absolutely getting popped. Nowhere to go, even with her ultimate. Wow, what a team
Be on
fight.
to Baron after that one, for sure.
Straight to the Baron. Only DirtyTipRat. Can he come up with a miracle steal? A miracle 1v5 team fight? I don't think he can.
TP coming in from Kickman, they're going to try and follow up onto this, but DirtyTipRat is up shit creek without a paddle, and he is sleeping with the fishes tonight.
I'm gonna change the team name to Team Rat Trap. I like the Zeke's Convergence first item as well from the Alistar. Such good. Works so well with the ultimate as well, just going on in there. Creating a storm, slowing everyone down after the shockwave. Lots of value in that last fight as well too. Just want you bumping everybody around.
Yes, indeed. Well, trap team with the Gen G LCK cosplay taking a completely even game state, and all of a sudden 4K up. Got the Baron pushing through all of the tier 1 turrets. Yeah, wow, it's a game of inches sometimes.
Instead of VOD reviews, I think DirtyTipRat needs to watch Ratatouille, you know? Learn how to cook as a rat. For game 3 maybe.
Great movie.
Phenomenal movie. Obviously.
Well, game is far from over, but the trap team are definitely in a strong state here. Let's make sure that, or let's see if they can avoid the throw, but they're in a very, very strong position here.
Definitely
I'd like
a
to
lot
see
of,
someone pushing out top lane right now. Looks a
yeah.
bit open.
Pretty much the narrative of both of these games is just flipped, where you know, Stormwolves had an excellent mid to sort of late game last game, whereas the pieces have fallen to place for Trap Team this game and having an excellent mid game and late game.
I think Metalfacedoom building not Rower and not Riftmaker has been very helpful on this front. Definitely looks a lot more comfortable on the Orianna pick, landing some epic shockwaves.
We
2
do love
already.
Div 2 building standard items.
Yeah, and the early game was going really, really well for the Stormwolves, but now
To see
they're
a tempted
looking at,
dive.
yeah, they're looking at a 1-on-1 situation, which might put them on tilt just a little bit.
Done well to get that tier 2 down.
Oh, Zonya's a bit premature
Yeah.
there.
Oh, a bit of a
Oh, it's
bit
a
of
nice
misplay there,
shockwave
which
onto the back line, and the Xayah can't even push ult, and Dax is getting pushed back. Harquaz is in the back line. A big shutdown goes over to Kickman. So it's a 1v1 right now, but DirtyTipRat is in the back line, and he is really going hard here. Kickman is getting heaps of damage off of this fight. They're going to win the fight. And one little fat finger from Harquaz has just turned the entire game on its head.
He got reverse
Wow.
mind controlled. No good.
4 for 1. Absolutely huge team fight from DirtyTipRat there. Harquaz attempted to right his wrong and ulted into the backline to no avail. Kickman managing to explode him with the ultimate. Very well played fight there from DirtyTipRat.
Yeah, let's see if they can turn the gold around now. Take some turrets, get a few bounties.
Yes.
They can
Not
keep
quite
it
back
up.
to parity, but not too far off. I guess the next
It
big
is
fight is going to be
it's
Soul fight.
Dragon Soul, as they are Trap Team are on Soul Point. So stay on the lookout for this third up and coming Ocean Drake.
And yeah, definitely Stormwolves hoping that Harquaz is going to continue to make plays like that. Interestingly, they bought the Seeker's Arm Guard and now they've sold it, trying to hope to get the Nash's Tooth a little bit faster. Not too sure about that one. But TipRat probably working towards this Jack Show, which is going to be a huge piece of equipment for him in these fights.
Yeah,
He was a huge presence in that last fight, managing to tank multiple sources of damage whilst also doing a lot proactively. So yeah, that'll hold him in good stead.
Yeah, he was. The camera panned over to him, and he was literally in between three people. It's what you love to see from the big boy in the top lane. And that's kind of his, his identity as a player, as he is the main character, juggernaut, drain tanker. He plays the Swain, he plays the Maud. Saw him on the Scion, and we saw him on the Urgot. He does not mess around with any of these silly kindred top laners or anything like that.
Oh, we don't talk ill of the dead. You know? I need to beat a dead horse, but
it's technically not a dead horse because they can use Lamb's Respite.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. A dead horse would be an 0-1 Lilia, I suppose.
Yeah, 0-10 Lilia.
I wish that's the Lilias I played against.
Yeah, I feel like Lilia is one of those champs which just do well all the time.
Except when they're on your team.
Oh, you know it. Alright, well, we're heading into the next dragon coming up in a minute 30, so I think both teams are going to look to try and set up the vision around the dragon. Back towards, reset, clear some waves, and see if they can manage to get some vision happening around the dragon pits. It's going to be
we definitely need some vision around there right now. Currently, all of the wards are in the top side jungle for Stormwolves.
Yes, which is
Baron is up, but I don't think that should be the priority currently for him.
No, that is true. There is always the option from Trap Team to trade the objectives. Maybe if the Wolves manage to get onto the objective and just go send it straight for the Baron, but I think it's unlikely with the Urgot being able to sort of cause havoc and not too far away. But we'll have to wait.
What do you guys think? So look at with the Ocean Soul, right? We get all these little pink flowers. Is that the same flower in the Crypto Bloom item icon?
I think it's slightly
Which is
different
also a
color.
pink flower. Interesting.
I have no idea.
They're gonna get the little purple scuttle crab, which is gonna give them a nice bit of maneuverability in this fight. But it looks like
Trap Team are
Stormwolves-
already setting up.
I mean, this is essentially just a game one if Trap Team wins this fight, but you're going to be feeling not too great if you lose it, because the momentum will definitely be in the hands of the Stormwolves, as the ball positioning is really good right now. Kickman will get absolutely deleted by this Orianna, who's got a proto belt. 42 average, might be caught out here on the bottom, taking a lot of damage. but not dying very fast. TipRat's going in, a huge shockwave onto Kickman. The Zhonya's comes out. Crescent strike in the backline. Harquaz, what are you doing in this backline? You're in the wrong spot. 42 average is whacking away on this backline, but TipRat is doing the same in the top side. But who will go down first? It looks like it's going to be a triple kill for the Jacks. TipRat is going to go down. Are we seeing a potential pentakill for the Jacks here? No, it's not, but Dax heals a lot. And Dawn and this Jax are whacking away. Very close to being a pentakill, but it will be Soul Drake for the side of Trap Team, which is just as good.
Oh boy, and that was a massive team fight. Harquaz again diving into the back lane, but team are doing a really good job spotting him, calling him out, and just turning straight onto him as soon as he goes in. So very well done from their perspective. 5 for 2 in the end, and pushing down the mid lane as well, potentially taking an inhib, and which will set him up well.
Would have been a pentakill if Jax had a real weapon. That's what you'll be saying.
This Jax is far from average this game, as he is putting the Trap Team on his back right now.
That'll be interesting to see if they go straight towards the Baron, and there are some pings coming down, but I think securing that will put him in a very good position to close out the game.
Xayah does finish the Infinity Edge.
Yeah, some good damage. What are we thinking about this Proto Belt Orianna, guys?
Very interesting.
Not a fan of it. I mean, again, you're talking to a bronze player here, but I feel like if I was playing Orianna, I don't want to go forward into the danger. Maybe disengage Proto Belt, but that kind of defeats the purpose because it shoots rockets forward, no?
And the gap close isn't that amazing. Oh, Kickman being caught out here by 42 average. He is just going to wail away on this way. Oh, a little bit of a speedy carpet to get him away. He's got the TP, so he can join this Baron fight, rather. It's quite soon.
They are using... Yep, they're starting up that Baron.
It's not going down too quickly.
Got the TPs coming in.
About half
7K,
health right now.
5K.
I think we're going to get a Div 2 flip.
It is going to be
we're
a
gonna
fight.
Get a 50-50.
Dawn's sticking on it. The Hwei ult is coming out. The blue team secures it. Dawn with a really nice smite there. DirtyTipRat is going quite low. The feathers are going everywhere. A huge shockwave, and that's going to be absolutely it. We are going to a game 3 off of the back of a handful of huge Metalfacedoom shockwaves.
Wow, that
shockwave. It's not a Proto Belt. It's the heavyweight champion belt on the Orianna.
The shockwave into the Alistar combo, getting all 3 again for multiple times during the game. Very clutch Orianna performance here from Metalfacedoom. Absolutely, I think no question the MVP for this game. But game 3, here we come.
Yeah, and I didn't know that Metalfacedoom was opening a bouncy castle, but the whole of Storm Walls is invited.
No. Looking like Jokic. Ultimate ball handler, Lana Rhodes.
Ball handler, Lana Rhodes. Quote Jacob.
Change his name to that. Yeah. That's because she's posting all the photos of basketball games.
Who do we think the father is?
Of what?
Of Lana Rhodes' child, who's...
that was ages ago, wasn't it? I swear it was a basketball player.
Yeah. Allegedly Blake Griffin.
Oh, true. I actually remember that, yeah.
Everyone was memeing Blake Griffin because the kid looked exactly the same as him. But I think they confirmed that wasn't the case. Who knows?
Interesting.
Who knows?
We've had a switch around here with Metalfacedoom got the highest damage in case anyone was wondering, instead of Kickman. So made up for that, Ari.
Yeah, massive shockwaves all throughout the game. On top of that, though, even still with a not traditional build,
Yeah, it looks like they turned the Summoner's Rift into Iran.
Ooh, a little bit too close to home, given it's ongoing. But,
Oceania, so probably not too close to home, but it is EMEA maybe.
Yeah.
All right, and because I couldn't run my ad before I'm going to run it now. And it's not playing.
Classic.
Oh, that's all right.
And it's not playing. Never mind. All Stars, Div 1 and 2. Make sure to get your votes in. Vote for your favourite players. Vote for your favourite personalities. Community moments. Stream moments. Get your votes in. Put down your Discord name and you might be the one to receive a $25 RP card. And you can spend that however you like. Although Grey Viger is a good skin. So make sure to put that on your wish list. And that'll also be followed by the award show where we will be handing out some awards to various community members who have partaken in various things. Jump over to the general chat and the announcements to see the form which you can fill out. I've already filled mine out. I'm not sure if Jacob or Quan have filled out theirs yet. But
I sure have.
oh, that is good to know. But yeah, get amongst it. Follow all the socials. I'm not too sure how much we post on the Instagram and the X, but follow the YouTube for sure, as that's where all of our past and present games will be on. But yeah, All Stars Div 1 and 2. Make sure you join in for the stream as well. The date is yet to be announced. Once we announce all the winners for the MVPs and all that good stuff, then we'll have a better idea of when we can hold that one. But yeah, make sure to tune in. Might be doing some spot prizes and something on the day, but it'll be a good time. And the award show, obviously, good times.
Who cares about the Oscars when we got OBL awards?
Exactly. And yeah, just touching back on this key matchup for the day, Dax vs Dawn. Obviously, Dawn had an incredible performance last game as well. Not to be overshadowed by the big shockwaves. The Trundle still on the board. The Malphite still on the board. Probably going to get banned away, I'd assume. But I'd say this Amumu is going to get taken away from Dax as well.
Yeah, I can see another Mumu ban coming out. I think they should continue to target ban him, if I'm being honest.
What other big team fighters can Dax really whip out here, you know? Those Amumus, those, Wukongs. There is the Malphite.
Fiddlesticks.
They potentially could opt for blue side, leave the Malphite up, and grab the Malphite jungle. Might be a play. Could be something cheeky.
That is true.
I doubt the Malphite comes through.
Could do a bit of a Shen jungle.
Shin jungle?
Shen Jungle's pretty good, I think. I got destroyed by one. So it's obviously too OP. Needs to be nerfed as far as I care.
It actually just did get nerfed last patch.
Oh, do it again.
Do it again.
Hit the second tower.
Mundo is still up as well, so that could be a bit of a team fighting presence.
It's true. Mundo's around.
Dax does enjoy his Mundo, so it could be a big team fighting presence and a bit of a brick wall. But I think the main thing to address really is the bot lane. You know, why do I exist and Toot? They didn't opt for much damage in that last game, so let's hope that they fix their draft and they just get on something a little bit more comfortable, because he looked a little bit out of sorts on the Xayah pick.
Yeah, it wasn't that comfortable.
Few ultimates going the wrong way, not able to position effectively in the team fights. Obviously, it wasn't just his positioning, it was also some fantastic shockwaves from Metalface, but hopefully he can pick some a little bit more comfort as we get straight into the draft.
Yeah, they haven't
think it'll be
started
great to-
just yet, but we can have a little look at this screen just to see what's gone. Obviously, a lot of really good junglers gone. The Wukong, the Xin Zhao, the Vi, and the Jarvan. Pretty much the top 4 junglers right now, I would say.
Yeah, would be nice to. I think back to why do I exist? I think a Yanara would be a good pick for him if he can get that one to come through.
Yeah, that's another top
That would go,
ADC. Yunara, the Corki's still there to be used as well. So all
True.
picks that work well and have a little bit more flexibility than, say, a Xayah. And you're not worrying about this Vi anymore, so, go hard.
That is true. As you said, Nocturne could be a priority. Trundle is still around. But of course, with the Scion being fearless band, maybe you don't see as much priority coming from it. There's always your AP junglers as well. Haven't seen one of those for any players yet.
Yeah, and Dawn may be feeling himself, so go crazy. Get on that Kiana. Get on that Graves. Try something.
Could be an Evelyn as well.
Yeah, Evelyn
Dawn
as
does
well.
like a good Evelyn.
Graves is definitely probably a top pick on the recent patch as well, given the buffs to his resistances on his E. So it'll be interesting to see if they want to draft more of that bruiser style jungler if they pivot towards the Graves.
It's that kind of idea of going super hard in this final game where tensions are high. You play something super comfortable, but on the other side, it is a bit of a feast or famine champ. If Graves gets behind, it's a very hard champ to pilot.
Indeed.
That is true. True.
Still waiting for these players to ready up, and then we can jump into the draft for the final game of Division 2 for the first season. This is, from my knowledge, just a best of 3, as a best of 5 might go a little bit late, as we know these teams have a tendency to square up with each other.
Yeah, I want to see the all chat pop off this game. That's what I want. I want to see some aggression.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking over this trap team's roster, it is stacked in terms of like the ranks right now. Whereas, testament to DirtyTipRat, he is a silver player, but he's able to hang with the plat too. 42 average and him have been going back and forth in this top lane.
We are in draft, by the way.
We are in draft.
Well, yes.
Oh, what is going on with my screen?
So, pretty similar bands to last time.
Can we see it on stream? Yeah, we can. Okay. Oh yeah. So all right. So Annie first pick for the mid lane. Very interesting. I feel like there is a couple hard counters. The Rise not being one of them. The Jinx is a nice pickup if we're looking at what Harquaz wants to achieve in this bot lane. I mean, not Harquaz, rather. Sorry, my stream is just lagging out. Okay, no, never mind. We're good. The Jinx is nice. Can be paired with a host of different things. I think they're going to want to grab Emilio or some kind of defensive caster enchanter to go with them in the bot lane on this third pick. And then for the side of Trap Team, Annie pairs well with some damage. So I recommend maybe getting a Viego up in there. Going for that Kiana could be a really nice way to punish this short-range Rise.
Yeah, could see a Kiana come out.
Otherwise, the Trundle is right there for the pickings. And I think if you don't lock the Trundle here, you're missing out.
Probably a Maokai jungle, I think. Maokai's Q monster damage got buffed. It has been seen in the jungle quite a lot recently. Big fan of it myself.
Yeah, I'd assume actually it's probably going to be a support Maokai. I feel like if you were to pop this in, because Maokai Sivir goes pretty hard in the bot lane, I'd say.
Well, it's the same on the Shen side. Could be support, could be jungle, could be top.
I will bet you $1 on Maokai jungle.
Ooh.
Have you got the inside scoop that Dawn does play Maokai jungle?
No, I've just got a gambling addiction. I have no idea.
We will see.
I mean, it could be Shen top after Broken Blade's performance against Genji on that Shen.
Indeed.
As 1 million people found out that Shen's Q does damage.
I feel
could also
like
be the patented
is
Expetu Shen jungle.
a really nice play from the from both teams here. They have these flex picks, the Shen and the Maokai, and it seems like they're drawing a decent amount of bans out from either,
Yeah.
The Milio is getting banned, when I think that it is the Maokai support.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting to see how
Mordecai's are banned as well too. Not wanting to let DirtyTipRat do a Urgot into Mord as we did last week.
Yeah.
Secure the win.
I mean, Dawn had some awesome pathing last game and some good farming. So I think putting him on Maokai duty would be doing him a little bit of a disservice when it comes to what he can achieve this game in terms of carry potential.
But though, in saying that, the Maokai jungle, I think the build's normally Leandries into Bloodletters with an AP mid, so you do find yourself doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that is true, but you're always a facilitator when it comes to, you're not going to be going in as hard, especially if you're not, it's hard to say. You could even go Zeke's first, is what I see a lot of high elo Maokai players go now. It's just they ignore the Leandres. I'm definitely a fan of the Leandres first into Bloodletters and then maybe like a Morello's or something, as your saplings just can control the map. But, I don't know. I don't know about the jungle Maokai in this one.
Well, it's definitely not the Shen support. The Nautilus locked in, so we've got either Shen jungle or top, which is still nice to have a bit of a flex option there. But we'll see what the answer is on the other side if it locks the Maokai into that support role. If we see the Maokai going into the jungle.
It's great
Maybe
to have
even
an
the top.
engaged support with the Shen.
Ooh, a
Something to
Yone. That is a classic.
teleport
So
onto.
it actually might be the Annie support, which would mean that's the
true.
Maokai jungle with the Yone, which is a classic combo. They call it the Europe Classic.
I have not heard of that.
Yeah, well, it was that Europe played Maokai Yone, and that was exclusively like the jungle mid combo because it just slaps.
True that.
Is it Yone or is it Yone? I always thought it was Yone.
I think.
I think this.
Oh
no.
my
Ooh.
god, we're getting thrown for a loop.
Wow.
It is the Yone top.
Jeez,
It's
we're gonna have to
still-
wait until we get in game to
still
see
the
where
Yone,
everyone's going.
still the Yone Maokai combo, except it is just the top jungle combo. I really like how Trap Team's team comp is sort of unraveled.
They've done really well in the drafts that
Shen,
has sort of used those flex picks. So
Shen
far,
doesn't
but,
mind the Yone lane though, but it's gonna be a Gaza.
Ooh. Gaz locked in for top lane.
All right, we've got
Let's
some
go.
spicy team comps for this game 3. The final game of this Division 2, the first Division 2 finals, and we've got a draft for the ages.
And you do owe me $1. I was right.
All right,
Oh,
Is that Malcoy jungle?
I will mail you $1 New Zealand dollar.
Oh, with the exchange rate, that doesn't even become $1. Becomes 90 cents.
Probably less at this point.
I don't know. Maybe it's 1.12. But that
alrighty,
is okay.
guys. Boys in the chat, get hyped. Get hyped for this game 3. Give us
Yes.
your predictions. Give us your predictions for MVP. Which team comps do you like better, my guys?
Yeah, and I think at the end of this, we might, between the 3 of us, just have to pick the finals MVP. All of our votes going towards who will become the finals MVP. And then,
Yeah, now there's 3 of us. We can actually have a vote.
yeah.
Tiebreaker.
Or if we all vote for different people, it's going to be a little
Oh,
bit
that's
awkward.
true.
Oh, we can do a 3-2-1. That'll help.
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
work
but
as
then
well. Well, you'll have to write the name down, and then we have to show it on cam.
We can confer off stream and then collate the votes.
But yeah, the Maokai jungle, I'm definitely a fan of this pick in general. I did not think it was going to come out in this game. You know, his clear is pretty good. They added a little bit more damage onto his Q. Can take dragons surprisingly well pretty early. That used to be my trick back in the day. Do one full clear, do a half clear, and then take the first drag. No one ever expects it. And then you can always contest the grubbies after, because the extra percentage damage just does a lot to those too. So look out for those. Look out for the early objectives. And then late game, once you've got 2 items on this Maokai, your ult is just an absolute piece to deal with.
So what do you reckon about this Dax versus Dawn matchup? We've got the Maokai in the jungle versus the Shen in the jungle.
This is the
How do you see
season,
this one go?
the season 4
I
top laner.
I think I rate Stormwill's draft a bit more.
Interesting.
If I had to pick one. I think the damage from the Rise and the Jinx is probably outshines the Sivir and Annie. Obviously Sivir in the late game will definitely start hurting.
It's going to be a bit of a scaling game, I think. It's almost impossible for this Jinx to dodge, all three of the of the big engages, the Yone ult, the Flash Annie ult, the Maokai Twisted Advance, and the Grand Entrance. Like, those are three really easy to execute pieces of CC. And if the Jinx just dies, then where's the damage? Like, obviously the Rise can get to a good point, but he needs the 3 items with Actualizer to be able to get to that point. And I think around that level is when the Yone will have the Blade, will have a couple other pieces. So he'll be starting to chop down the Nort, the Shen, and the Garen, who's going to be stacking quite a lot of HP.
Shen does do damage.
Shen
Enough to take out an Azir at least.
Yeah, in the 0 at least. We'll see. I feel like Jungle Shen has a little bit less income in regards to that, and you do go... I mean, do you go for the Titanic Hydra on Jungle Shen? I thought it was just you go for the new HP belt item that gives you HP.
Yeah,
back.
you definitely build Protoplasm belt.
Yeah, I think
Definitely built that one.
I think Dusk of Dawn is in there as well.
Yeah,
I'm
it's got to
not
be
familiar
Dusk and
with
Dawn
the
and
builds.
Protoplasm. But I think that's second and third item. I don't know what first item is though. I should have looked because I got destroyed by one. I think 9, 1, and 18.
We'll have to wait and see if there's some Div 2 build shenanigans.
Oh, let me go look at I'll go look at my OPGG. That'll be a good representation of low elo Shen gameplay.
Surely,
Let's see,
DirtyTipRat is thinking that this is his moment to shine, and he goes for the Stride Breaker into the Phantom Dancer, into the Infinity Edge, and just starts one-hitting people. That would be a great sight.
Unending Despair into Protoplasm Belt into Thorn Mail into Abyssal Mask.
I'm surprised you get enough clear speed off of that.
He had very low CS at 4.3, so I'm probably maybe that's not the build.
But Maokai really likes the team comp that he's fighting as well. I feel like he can set up quite a lot before these objectives, put a couple of saplings down, chunk them out. There's no healing, there's no shielding on the side of Stormwolves. They can't just tank the saplings for free. So it's going to be a nice little piece to sort of chunk them down before the Fate Sealed and all those tools start flying out the wazoo. But yeah, obviously, if this Yone gets behind, if this Annie gets behind, 2 champs, very hard to pilot at a gold deficit.
Yes, yeah. From behind, Yone does not feel very good. I'm not an Annie fan at all, to be honest.
Annie's really good in this meta, I think.
I'll be interested to see if she can take advantage of the extended auto attack range to get a lot of harassment down on Rise in the early laning phase.
Rise will, just be trying to power farm, get to that roller, and then he's not under too much threat from the Annie and her damage and her burst. Definitely grab the Airy on the Annie and just start auto attacking him down, going for those trades. It's going to be not the lane we're going to look at. I really want to hone in on this top lane, as we're not treated to a Yone Garen matchup too many times.
That's true. That's true. I don't think either one's going to feel too bad into it. Because, of course, Yone can play somewhat safe with the Unbound Soul. And Garen can just spin out of the way again.
I think it'll probably just come down to who's played this matchup more in solo queue. I feel like TipRat probably has a decent amount of Garen games under his belt as he is a silver player, and Yone probably has a decent amount of Yone games under his belt because he is a platinum player.
That is true. That is true. I do see a lot more Garens in my lobbies. All right.
It's funny
And
how
we are
we were touching on the carry nature of both of these teams, and we've ended up with carry nature for both of these junglers, and we've ended up with a Maokai Shen matchup in the final game.
We are yet to finish the end of the game. It could still be a carry matchup.
That is true. The Shen could carry,
Ooh.
or the Maokai.
Seeing some level 1 shenanigans. Root onto the Annie. Flash has to be burned. That's not a very good...
I think we're a couple seconds behind you.
Oh, sorry. I'll jump back 15 seconds. Let me know when you see it.
Yeah, we did just see it, but you were just a slight bit ahead of the curve of the stream.
My bad. Well, I am now hopefully in a line.
We're at 1 minute and 2-1. We're at 1 minute.
Alrighty. It'll be interesting to see the clears of both the junglers, Dax and Dawn. Looks like they're both starting on the top side of the map. It'll be interesting to see if they go for some early gank pressure onto the top lane, or if they just choose to full clear and then have a bit of a fist fight in the for the scuttle crabs.
Yeah,
I think we'll be getting a full clears.
I think Maokai will clear ever so slightly faster, potentially.
I'm not too sure.
Ooh,
Sure,
as you
in
see,
chat.
Khan's going
Shen's
in
got quite a fast
the
clear.
bot lane. Very nice trade there, taking advantage of the early level 2. For,
Bit of trading back and forth in the mid lane. Not much to it. Electrocute being procced, traded for the phase rush. Probably have about the same amount of damage as we see. Maokai is just ever so slightly ahead of the Shen. Does get obviously through those AoE camps quite quickly.
Nautilus is looking to roam up, moving mid slowly.
maybe just to contest the scuttle crab.
Yeah, I think getting this inside track, they probably know the Maokai went top to bottom as well. Get that Shen, that free scuttle crab pressure. As Dawn, more often than not, I've noticed just opts to just run back up, and go for the top scuttle crab. Doesn't usually
want
like
the smoke.
Yeah, it doesn't mess around with any early game fights.
That's right. You know, if you moved around the letters in Dak's name, it would kind of sound like Dusk, and then you could have Dusk and Dawn, like the item, but the junglers. Fun
Oh, yeah.
fact.
Been a very, very stable early game so far. Everyone's pretty even, especially after that early flash burn by Annie. So done well to sort of stabilize that. Also utilize the free Q farming on the Annie to stabilize that a little bit whilst staying out of range of the Rise.
The Nautilus there just hooking the wall. Might have been mind games to pop the spell shield. One CS missed. But yeah, I mean, these early games, pretty chill. We don't see too many early solo kills or anything like that. Harquaz has definitely got more chats per minute than everyone else in this series right now.
It's true.
It is,
Obviously,
yeah.
the wall hook didn't go unnoticed.
That's alright. It's a early game. At least it's not a Zonya's in bot lane in front of the entire team. Could be worse.
It's true.
They still won
Alright,
that
well,
game,
we
though.
Well, we're
Hey, they
seeing Toot move towards the mid lane. Unfortunately, spotted out by the Maokai, but there's a small window still for Annie being flashless. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to take advantage of that.
Oh, a flash out for DirtyTipRat. It looks like they're trying to catch out Toot here. Potentially out of position. Dax is standing there. A flash taunt might be on the cards. Annie's got no flash. The EQs from Rise coming through. A lot of AoE damage coming out. Swapper is taking an extreme amount of damage as well. But this tanky Maokai is able to get through a lot. The Jinx will not be there. It's just going to farm out. Everyone's going to limp away. Just taking some damage. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, the Jinx is trying to stack that cull up as much as possible. Doesn't join in on the fight. Doesn't matter. They still get priority for Dragon, and we'll take the first Drake.
And we've got belts in the inventory of both junglers right now, so it won't be the Leandre's Maokai coming through.
Let's see if they can come and contest this dragon. Doesn't look likely. Although
Never
Dax
mind,
is
no
getting
priority.
very low.
Yeah, the
Oh,
flash is up for the
there you
Annie
go.
with the Tibbers. Could be close. Oh, unfortunately, Dax is going to get caught out here. Just hit on the edge of his E. Flash, it's first blood for Harquaz and another kill. Oh, that was a disastrous turn of events. They had won the fight, but, you know, those home guards get people back into the fight awfully quickly. And an early game Shen doesn't do too much damage to Dragon. I feel like it was a bit of a misplay from the Jinx there, not going up just to secure the objective.
Very unfortunate skirmish and fight there for the dragon. Not only did they lose the dragon, they lost the 2 kills, gave away first blood. Very unfortunate play there from
Yeah, early
Yeah.
1k gold lead now for
Yeah.
Team Trap.
obviously deciding
Yeah.
game 3 is
Top
nothing
lane
to
is
scoff at.
fighting.
And it is a snowball sort of game for these. Oh, Justice coming down barely. If he was able to get one more tick of that E off, he would have been able to pick up the Yone. Yeah, respect the Garen is all you got to say there. Rise going in. I think Rise is in a really good position right now. Farming up decently well. Just below the sort of 10 CS a minute vibe, but you know, still better than anyone else on the server. Just going to take his B. Might TP back to lane. Could probably just home guard. He's going to TP. Catalyst secured. Tier 75 stacks. It's all chilling.
Yeah, I think probably definitely Protoplasm belt for the side of Shen. Maybe Maokai Heartsteel on Maokai, maybe.
I think it might be
seen it.
Protoplasm as well, because Heartsteel is double Giant's belt and the what is it called?
Oh, true. I
Crystalline
just saw
bracelet.
that one. Yeah, never mind. It will be Protoplasm.
It's very strong trading in the top lane there. Yone jumping onto the DirtyTipRat, but able to do really well with his spin to win and actually get out a lot more damage than 42 average is putting out.
Yeah, it's a very deceptive ability when it comes to getting damage out there. We'll see if they go for a Grubs play on this top side. I feel like they don't want the Yone to have that, as him being a split push threat is not a good idea. Does
Yeah, I
take
really
place.
want the Garen to do something crazy so I can say he's playing slot machines and just keeps on winning.
Yep, stat check. You got to stat check hard. I'd say Yone's a pretty big stat checker as well, though.
I've done well here to manage to grab all 3 grubs, very likely coming through. Good timing, not giving up the dragon. for that. And as we see, he's going to move straight to the top lane with 42 average is clued in. He's not going to take the bait and get ganked by the Shen.
Yeah, even trade for objectives. So, gold lead still for Team Trap though.
Nice wave clearing for the Rise. Is getting a bit of a surmountable lead in this mid lane. If he can avoid getting blown up in these team fights, he's going to be quite hard to deal with. There's Jinx as well. You know, just pretty even in CS. Obviously down one of those kills. But despite the Nautilus roaming up to secure the grubs, he is even in CS. We'll be going for that Yuntails first, it does seem like, which helps in those extended fights.
I think Garen's going Stridebreaker first, is it? With
Yep. Will be Stridebreaker first. I feel like that's easily the best
Standard.
option for him right now, especially with some squishies that he wants to get onto. It's just going to, I'd say, just run down the Annie, you know, put pressure on her so she can't maneuver her Tibbers well around the fight.
Maokai
Bit
has
of
the
a
first
stat.
item, discounted 2,800 gold for the belt, blinged up, iced out and fresh on the Rift.
Yeah, I think it's going to be double Gucci belts for the junglers. Yep, there's the purchase of that one coming through for the Shen as well.
Just watching the bot lane matchup, Toot's going to be a little bit careful with his hooks. He's unfortunately putting them a little bit wide of the mark at the moment, and I feel like if he gets a
Thing
good one,
is you miss every hook you don't throw.
It's not actually,
that's true.
if they are committing to a full engage, if the Nautilus Q is the thing that spell shield, that's not the worst thing in the world because, you know, chuck a death charge up behind that. And it looks like Dax is going up the river looking for a treat. The Twisted Advance comes out and locks down the Rise. A really nice death charge, knocks up 2. They are going to slow play this one as Harquaz is out of mana. The Annie has got that ult primed. Don't group up, guys. You will get Tibbers. But it looks like it is a slow play coming out. Both the top laners. Oh, a nice Tibbers goes onto the Rise. He is going to nearly go down as Why Do I Exist is free hitting onto Swapper. Another dragon goes over to the side of Trap Team and they're chasing it out. Dawn is Twisted advancing onto the Shen. He might go down. One more sapling is going to bonk him down. A flash from Harquaz and a snipe from the sword in the top lane. It's all going down in this game 3. DirtyTipRat using his silver powers to get one back on the top side.
So for Demacia in the top lane.
Once again, really well executed fight around the dragon, securing it for the Trap Team. Bodes well for the scaling of the team, but yeah, unfortunately, whilst DirtyTipRat was getting an advantage in the top lane, the Jinx is just not able to put out enough damage at this stage of the game to really affect the team fight.
Pretty crazy
A
how
lot of
that
summoners.
Rise, sorry to cut you off, pretty crazy how that Rise survived that last fight, as he did eat the Tibbers to the face, went down to about 20 HP, and then just
Yes.
walked it off.
He bought his
Yes,
beer
indeed.
spray.
Very, very good flash from Kickman. Following up on his excellent game 2 with the shockwaves, he's performing very well so far in this game as well. Getting a healthy CS lead.
That was
As we see
actually,
him just about to-
Metalfacedoom with the shockwaves last
Ah.
game. Kickman getting the
Yes,
stand
indeed.
united and does go down to the tower shot. Another stun comes on to Dax. Dax might have to run away from this, but there is a a nice little sidestep. Can he get away from this? A good death charge coming out, and the Protoplasm Harness gets him enough HP to get back. But now, Toot is in trouble. Wow. Only one death out of all of that craziness is pretty impressive.
The one death being the caster curse, just singing his praises, and then gets caught in the mid lane. A very nice wraparound from the Maokai coming from the top lane. Unfortunate, but he's still got a little bit of a lead in the CS department, so hopefully he
Yeah.
can continue that.
Once this Rise gets his upgraded Merc Treads, he's going to be in a much better position to deal with this Annie and Maokai combo. Metalfacedoom is doing a lot with these AoE ult engages.
Yeah, despite being down in CS, is doing quite well in the KDA department.
Yeah, on Annie for sure. I think you don't need to worry too much about your CSing, that kind of stuff. It's always going to come down to, can you get good ult engages off in team fights?
So I guess while we got a bit of a lull in the gameplay, people backing, buying items, resetting, etc. We take stock of the current state of the game.
Rift will drop soon, but normally pretty low priority.
That's true. But
Dragon in a couple minutes.
Trying to manage to achieve a little bit of a lead, not only in the kills, gold, 1.5k, but also, most importantly, 2 dragons to nil, and winning both of those dragon fights as well. So I think if they continue on the path they're currently on, I think it's going to be very difficult for the Wolves to fight their way back into this game.
Yuntal's finally compete for the Jinx. I think the Jinx is definitely going to have to go very hard soon in order to pick up some good damage in these team fights. She has plenty of good targets to hit, hit the Annie, hit the Yone, hit the Sivir, and the Rakan is actually quite squishy at the moment, so as soon as she's able to get one reset, I think it could be a really good fight angle.
Yes, well, I think she's going to have to rely on that reset because she currently does not... Oh, not that I can see. Oh, no, hang on. The new passive means the boots are in the other area, which I can't see on my
unfortunately,
custom game.
they need to update the spectator client just to be a little bit more UI
It does.
friendly.
It shows the boots on the player profile on the side of the screen.
It does.
Yeah.
It does too.
But not like they do it in the LCS and stuff,
Yes, she does only have the tier 1 boots in comparison to the tier 2 from Harquaz. So, yes, she will be relying on those resets in that team fight, and hopefully if she gets one, she'll be able to enact some damage, but I think we'll have to wait until the next dragon spawns for that, as you see.
42
A
average.
few pings coming down onto the top lane.
Sniffing out that Dax offering in the top lane.
Yes.
Nothing to it.
Indeed.
As a Bandle pipe's being completed onto this Maokai, so he's got a very cheap build, and he's actually going to be extremely durable. Trying to find this Rise in the bot lane. Ult coming down onto the Rise as well. Twisted Advance coming down. The Shen ult is going to come back as well. Metalfacedoom getting very low. Can they get onto this Annie? Oh, the Mega Death Rocket just goes wide, as this will be a big fight in the Tribush. DirtyTipRat is here, and he's going to drop the Demacia on the tree, cut him down into little pieces of bark, and Swapper going down as well. Hopefully give this kill over to the Jinx. Never mind, DirtyTipRat has said, this is my game to carry. Give me that gold.
This will be dragon form.
Very well executed fight. Unfortunate that the rocket went a little bit wide, but I think the initial idea was good. The Rise was there and caught a little bit out of position. Maokai ult, Annie ult invested, but unfortunately the collapse was just too well executed there. And unfortunately for the team, they're not going to be able to continue that dragon stacking, and the first dragon, the Mountain Drake, goes over to Team Wolves.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what you wanted. Just one little victory. They've got the Jinx for late game, they've got the Rise for late game, and to be honest, nothing's really stopping this Garen at this point. So the later this goes, the more I lean towards Storm Wolves having the edge.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That skirmish is just completely even up the gold, erased any of the lead that was there, which has now just changed given that the trap team have taken the first tower, the mid lane tier 1.
Harquaz still is very strong, has 2 items on the Sivir, lots of wave clear. Looks like this Rise is going to get caught out by 4, just slithers away in time. Very smart. Oh, this Twisted Advance is going to come out. They're all going to just commit onto him and blow him up. The poor blue man goes down. They are going to try and swap back for a mid lane tower and a Herald, or they could potentially set up a dive onto average in this top lane.
Invested a lot there for that bot dive, but if they come out with a Herald and also a kill onto 42 average, he sniffs it out and he's backing away.
Yeah.
But even so,
tier 2 bot lane potentially.
Yeah, one tier 1 plus the Rift Herald. And yes, I think wisely they're going back and they should be defending this tier 2, but it might be a little bit too little too late.
It might get a little bit too tanky by the end of this last plate for them to take down. Actually, no, this Silver chunks it pretty hard. They're going to get 2 towers off of this. It's a pretty nice play, especially because they stopped this Rise from farming, and that's really what he wants to be doing right now. Farming in the side lane. I think
So on the trap side, sorry, on the trap side they got the tier 1, tier 2, and also a Rise, but then on the opposing side, they managed to take the Rift Herald, the mid tier 1, and also just now the top tier 1 as well. So, I mean, overall...
Oh my god, the
fairly-
flash in. Now this is some... Oh, he's going to flash over the wall. Gets the Fate sealed as well. Yeah, TipRat is not messing around, and he really wants to keep 42 average on edge.
And what a display of mechanics as well. Like, just yeah, the hands on this man, insane. I don't think anybody actually realizes how hard that is.
comfortable hand stiff, that particular skirmish.
Mechanics maxing. And he's gone for a serrated Dirk. It'll be interesting to see what he's thinking about with the serrated Dirk buy. Nope, he sold it. Alright, so yeah, he's going for the Executioner's Calling. A good option as well, as Yone will start healing up quite a lot when he picks up a little bit more auto attacks. Will probably be a shield bow next. I think it's Toot's main duty right now is warding these jungle entrances. Rise just wants to feel comfortable split pushing off to the side. He is hiding in this bush, and there's a lot of CC lurking just around the corner.
Now, Trap Team have done a good job of securing the vision around the dragon, given there's only a minute 20 to go until that spawns. So we'll have to see if the wolves are able to retake some of that vision, and make their way into a position where they can actually fight for the dragon. But definitely a good setup. Probably going to have a pretty fat skirmish coming our way in about a minute's time.
Yeah, and if Storm Wolves are able to get just a couple of Earth Drakes, they're going to be very tanky.
Yeah, that Shen will be feeling super, super good with those Mountain Drakes. Very hard to kill. Maybe the Unending Despair is the way to go, actually.
This Jinx,
I didn't believe in it at first, but
yeah, I mean, there's
does
a
take
couple
that on
melee
second.
targets, so he's probably going to be getting good value out of that. This Jinx
still
is
holding on to the wrist.
desperate for the Infinity Edge before this fight, though. Wonder if she'll be able to pick it up.
Now we're seeing the posturing of the vision around the dragon.
Yeah, no Infinity Edge on the Jinx for this fight, so not exactly what you want.
Especially with
Protobelt
the Cyberman.
and Flash
Trying to
on
hide
the
it.
Annie. Not too many missing
Yeah.
summoners. The Garen obviously can't flash into the back line.
I think it's also a pretty good play dropping the Rift Herald mid, but I think it would have been wise to clear out the waves so it would actually start to crash and put pressure on the tower. But
Still
Might be
means
enough
the
just
Sivers not
to-
on it. They're just going to get this dragon with no contest. Unless the Annie gets caught out here and just gets absolutely annihilated. Fate sealed onto the Rise. They're throwing back. The Rakan is in the backline, but he's taking 2 damage as well. Double kill for TipRat. He is going crazy. A beautiful hook by Toot is going to catch the tree, and Dawn is going down. Not before Harquaz has something to say about it. A beautiful E taunt from the Shen, and he's going to go down potentially. Wow, Harquaz turns the fight back around, and a bit of overzealous play from the side of Stormwolves might be able to turn this around, but holy, Dax going back in yet again, and he's going to go down to 42 average. That was a crazy back and forth fight. They got the dragon, they got a pick. Why not just leave it?
wow, very well
they
played.
did.
Sorry, you go, Jacob.
I was gonna say they did get what they wanted, and yeah, a little bit of an overstay on that one. That was a Bluetooth Nautilus dredge line, by the way, if anybody noticed. That did not hit the target. That was well off to the right.
Classic
This-
Nautilus coding situation, but no, they got the objective and they thought they had a pick. Well, they did have a pick on the Annie, but they thought they could turn that into more. And as the team fight extended, Trap did a really, really good job keeping the team fight going and actually getting through those picks, especially at the end. Nautilus managed to escape on very low health, stuck around, and managed to get himself killed. And then same thing with Shen, trying to go back in, trying to get the Maokai when it was an even 3-3, but made that an uneven trade in the end.
I feel like the Shin should be getting a Randuin's here, you know. This Sivir is insane right now, and there's two like big crit hitters, which is the Yone and the Sivir. You know, get that Randuin's and you're gonna feel a lot better about going in there and tanking auto attacks.
That is true.
Can't Rise build Randuin's as well too? I swear I've seen that somewhere.
You'd get Frozen Heart on the Rise. Oh, this could be a good 1v1 for Kickman. He does get the EQW. The Protobelt is going to be able to get the Annie out of here. Does still have the Flash in the back pocket. But it looks like TipRat is going to blow the Fate Sealed out of the Yone. And I think things are going to equalize a bit here. But yeah, this Civi, look at the inventory, is so strong. A whole full item up on this Jinx.
And not only that,
Sivir
got the Last Whisper as well in the back pocket, so she's going to be absolutely spit damage come the next team fight. I think it's definitely got to be one of those things that they make a conscious effort to really get onto the Sivir as the back line. So whether it's
Rise might be getting caught out.
Stand United is available if they do commit onto this one. Oh, unfortunately, his ult will be cancelled again as the bot lane of the side of Trap Team is going to get here first, and Kickman is going to go down in the side lane yet again. Dax is in the middle of everyone, and he's just going to try and waste a little bit of time. Hopefully they can shove out this mid wave and get something back. Another stun is going to come down onto the Shen. As you see, the Sivir is dealing an amazing amount of damage. Does he just get out of here somehow? I don't know what is going on. He's going to have his E up in just another second. He gets away, but the Maokai is going to cut him off from the top. I don't know if he's going to get away from this one. Dax's great escape is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, the Grand Entrance just gets out of the way. And they got to catch out the Yone on the backline. He's going to get Demacian down. They don't actually use the Demacian ult on that. And Dax just pulled off a heist in the bot lane.
What an over chase. And leading into actually a kill going over to the Wolves. Very well played there from Dax. Just knowing how tanky he was, kept it going, using his E, using his taunt on cooldown. Very well played there from Dax.
That was a scheduled chase scene in the game.
Yeah, cue the Benny.
Very impressive.
Indeed, it was. Took the words right out of my mouth. Alrighty, well, now that we've got another little lull, let's check in on where we're at. 2 dragons each.
I was going to say. We are at third dragon for one team.
Yeah, we are. We're at soul point for both teams. Gold is stabilized, fairly even, only about 1k difference, but a lot of that gold difference is on the Sivir, who's sitting at three and a bit items, almost 4 items. Obviously, with the Last Whisper, I think is a great addition.
And Jinx has kind of cut that lead just slightly by going back and getting the Runans before this fight. Both TPs available for the top laners. So
let's see how this one goes. We've got the vision established, but it looks like Trap Team have got a bit of a better positioning here.
They do have the inside track right now, but it also does mean that they are closed off and pinned against that wall.
TPs are coming in from both top laners. Garen's got a much better position here. He's going to get straight onto the...
Twisted Advance coming out is going to just catch onto Toot. Toot is going to try and get the Annie out of the fight. As they go in, everything is unfolding. The Annie gets just misses the ult off on the backside. The Jinx is getting jumped on by the Yone as Swapper is going to go very low as well. Kickman is running away. Heck, he's running amok. And unfortunately, this Sivir is just an absolute monster at this point. They did not get any damage onto the Sivir, and the Yone was able to hit the Jinx for free.
That was a very unfortunate end to that team fight. It was a 2 for 3 in the end, with Trap losing 2 and the Wolves losing 3, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Jinx getting blown up too early in the fight to be able to output more, and just no ability for the Wolves to be able to jump onto that Sivir and really shut down that damage. sitting now here with the 700 gold shutdown. Oh, it's looking rough. It's looking rough for the Wolves.
Yeah, they
2K
need
gold
to
lead.
get out Sivir.
Yeah, it's not the worst ever, but it looks like the Sivir might be getting a GA next, which I think is going to be quite a hard customer to deal with. And this Yone is in a really good spot now, as you saw. He didn't really have any threat coming back his way once he was getting onto that Sivir. I mean, onto that Jinx, rather.
Looking for Baron.
TP is available for the Rise. He is going to use that to get the inside track on the mid lane. Yone won't be able to join this fight just yet. He does have TP still up. I thought he had used it in the last fight, but maybe that was the Annie?
I think might be a spectator bug because I think Garen and Yone both TP'd
Yeah.
that fight. So that might just be a bit of a spectator bug there.
I was going to say, thank you for catching that one. Actualizer completed on the Rise, which is a really good spot for him to be in. He should be able to pop the Sivir if he gets onto her, but getting onto her is the hard part.
Baron V2.
They're starting it up, tempting them in for a fight. Garen doesn't have flash either, so he isn't able to just flash on top of the Sivir, which is the most ideal outcome. Toot is probably going to get caught out here again if they keep forcing the issue on this side. They are going to go for a big fight on top of that. The dredge
Oh, it's a
line.
50-50.
Oh, the smite
Oh.
from Dax on the backside. DirtyTipRat is in the back. Dax is so low. Unfortunately, they are going to get cleaned up in the fight, and they might be able to end off of this one, regardless of the Baron going down. There is no waves, potentially in the bot wave if they can get there. I couldn't even see what was really going on, but Dax potentially are keeping them in the game just from getting that steal off.
Great steal for sure by Dax on that one.
He did a,
But unfortunately, it does
he did a
result
great
in
job. Ace, unfortunately. No, he did a great job holding off on jumping in with the blast current until he knew he could see that the Maokai was heading off and essentially had an uncontested Baron take, but it was just unfortunately a little bit of a disconnect with the communication with the rest of the team where they could have taken that Baron and just absolutely dipped, but unfortunately they chose to fight and it wasn't the right decision there.
Yeah, just watching it back, and the Maokai just decided he no longer wanted to take the Baron. Just walked away on a
Decided to-
1.3k health.
Interesting.
So
But yeah, you can see the power of this Maokai ult. It really forces you to either stand and bang or just get stuck there, like in the mid ground. The Yone's having a great time as soon as they're all caught up in that Maokai ult. And Toot, I think, is just, a little bit on tilt mode right now, as he does catch this Rakan. Barely any damage going down. They are able to get the reset onto the Jinx. The Sivir does have a GA right now, so, gonna be a bit rough trying to get that one. But a kill over to the Jinx is always a good time, especially at this stage of the day. Dax is pushing forward. I like how they're still playing with confidence, this game isn't over yet, and Dax gets a really nice CC chain onto this Annie. Are they able to get onto a shutdown? A huge Fate Sealed smacks around Dax, and this Sivir is just free firing at the back. The Jinx is actually free hitting onto Harquaz. Harquaz gets taken down. What the hell? Did anyone just see that? The GA Sivir just auto attacked and killed DirtyTipRat. That was so weird.
like that, if we had the ability, that could have been a pause and a chrono break, but obviously
That was
we
a
don't have
huge
the
bug.
technology for that. Yeah, that was a very
That was a
unfortunate
huge
bug.
bug.
that
Yeah, I just
turned it
watched
hard,
the
yeah.
slight delay. What the
Oh,
hell?
boy. Very unfortunate there, because Garen would definitely have gotten out, and with his regen, maybe could have even potentially rejoined the fight. But yeah, unfortunate situation. But we is what it is, and we deal with it as it comes.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate turn of events for that to happen. They won't have Dax or DirtyTipRat for this fight, so it looks like it might just be a free dragon, unless this Rise is feeling a little bit frisky. But it's going to go down
Is
way
the
too
soul.
quick. They just have to get rid of it, and they have to run.
Yeah.
If they get caught out by this Twisted Advance, that is going to spell death. Kickman is going to get caught out from this Annie, and there's 5 men on him. Unfortunately, Kickman is going to go down. The Shen ult is going to be layered onto him. He is dead, and now the Jinx is standing slightly out of position. Harquaz is dealing the deeps. They need to make sure they can get out of this one as Metalfacedoom, oh my god, just absolutely annihilates Why Do I Exist, a double kill for the Annie. And there is no wave clear on the side of this Shen and Garen. That might be all she wrote. The GGs are coming out.
Wow,
Yeah.
well
It
played.
Looking to the end.
Barring a
Very well played.
crazy turnaround here from the Shen and the Garen, it's going to be the end of the game. Oh, a nice taunt comes in, catches him under tower. Unfortunately, Dax is getting melted by this double auto attacker combo, and the Garen is soon to go as well, as the end of the game is right in their eyes, and the Div 2 champions for the OBL is gonna be Trap Team. An amazing performance from this squad. Very impressive come around. What do we think, guys? How was that?
Boy, what a back and forth game in the early game, but just the Sivir just took completely over once they were afforded the freedom outside of lane. But just to go off the back of the clutch Orianna shockwaves from Metal in the last game, couple really clutch Tibbers in this game as well. Even just the last one, just to sort of put the bookend on the game and catch out just on the edge of the Tibbers, catch out the Jinx, I believe. Very well played for Metal these last 2 games, especially recovering from a pretty rough game 1.
Yeah, and I mean, also an awesome game from Dawn, 22 out of 26 KP. It's pretty bloody legendary, even more than the support. So that Maokai performance was incredible, and it was the perfect facilitator to this Yone and to the Sivir. Its beefy frontline, had plenty of CC, and only died once. That was a high death game, and coming away with that with 1 death, it's pretty impressive. His play in the second game as well was also very impressive.
Yeah, Jungle Maokai. It's here, and it is taking over. As yes, it is great to see Team Trap coming out with the win on this one. I'm sure all of them are very proud of themselves. Harquaz had a phenomenal game 3. Absolute performance on that. 48,000 damage throughout that game. The DirtyTipRat on the Garen got the most for Stormwolves with 22k. So that should tell you the differences that they were experiencing on the Rift with how they had to go into each other. So, yeah.
I mean, I obviously would love to see a best of 5, but unfortunately we do not have a best of 5 to give you guys. But that's all good. We had a lot of fun, and it was a great stream.
No. If you want to watch the best of 5 in 2 hours, it's G2 versus BLG.
Oh, yeah, I mean, 3-0s aren't bad.
Exactly.
Five
Or it
games.
could just be another 3 game. But if it's 3 games, then we had a better 3 games. If it's 5 games, maybe they have a better 5 games. Depends.
Well, if we're taking anything from anything that's happened this tournament, it's going to be a quick 3-0 for either side.
Unless one of them is on Ari and builds Riftmaker.
Yeah, the Royal Riftmaker left a lot to be desired, but building woes aside, they were able to come back, Metalfacedoom, come back and really impact the game both times. That Annie was crucial for taking that Jinx out of the fight and the Xayah out of the second game.
Yeah, and obviously those insane shockwaves. Multiple 3-man shockwaves turning the tide of entire team fights. Yeah, I think, honestly, in terms of MVPs of the series, I think Metalfacedoom might have it for me.
Yeah, I mean, and quick shout out, obviously, Stormwolves have done a lot this season with, not as much resources as the other teams. You know, they've got a couple gold and silver players on there, and they were able to make it all the way to the finals and get relatively close to winning. You know, in that last game, they actually had a good shake of the stick. You know, DirtyTipRat was very far ahead. Kickman was in the position to carry, but just got caught out on the side lane a little bit much. Dax, you know, just an awesome player as well, was really putting his all into all three of those games.
That was good. Yeah, I think if I had to pick someone, I'd still give it to a jungler. I'd still give it to Dawn.
Yeah, I'm leaning
Why
towards
not?
Dawn for the MVP for
I
myself.
think just it was a great Maokai performance and an equally great Vibe performance. Tried his best on the J4. I just don't think the game one draft on their side had what it took to take the game one. I don't think that was on any player specifically.
And Indigo, just to touch on your message real quick, the awards show will be happening at the same time as the All-Star game. So hopefully at the end of next week, we will be announcing our All-Stars, our MVPs, all that kind of good stuff. And then we will be scheduling the All-Star game and the awards show shortly after that. So it should be, if everything goes well, within the next fortnight. So you are relieved of duty and you're all good to go to bed, Indigo.
Yes.
But all right, are we in a unanimous decision of this finals MVP?
I think Dawn's got it.
I think Dawn's
Dawn's
got
got
it
it.
too.
All right. There we go.
Congratulations, Dawn.
Well deserved.
Congratulations.
Well deserved.
Indeed.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll see them. Maybe we'll see them at the MVP. Not, at the awards or whatever award game.
We'll probably see them at the All Stars at the very least.
That's the word.
Yeah. So the All Stars are done by everyone votes for their All Star for each position for the Div 1 and Div 2. And then the top 2 vote receivers will be on one of the 2 teams. And we will randomize the teams just so all of the first seeds don't jump on the same team, all the second seeds don't jump on the same teams. But it will just be a straight draft pick game. We'll do one for the Div 2 first and then one for the Div 2 second. And and then after that will be the awards show and we'll give out all the awards. So make sure you stay tuned and stuff. Next week though, Div 1 playoffs are kicking off. We've got some awesome matchups, got some awesome talent. So stick around for that. We will be jumping on the booth to hopefully guide you guys through some of those games.
Yep. Sounds good. We will hope to see you guys there.
Awesome. Sweet. So from the caster desk, we wish everyone a great week and we will catch you in the next one.
Indeed. Thank you, Grunky. Thank you,
Have a
Jacob.
great night. Yes.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you guys very much.
see it's not a mirror image. You're indifferent. You're just keeping up rhythm. What's your secret? I can see it's not a mirror image. You're indifferent. What's your secret? Show me all your demons, your demons. It's crazy how quickly I'm falling. Oh, gravity's got me at your feet, falling. Neither of us were given warning. Oh, be the one to stop me falling. Stop me falling. Oh, be the one to stop me falling. Stop me falling.
What's your secret? Show me all